Good morning, everyone, and welcome to She Rises Women's Empowerment Summit Day 2. I'm super excited to be here today with you. My name is Hannah Olivas, and I am one of the co-founders of She Rises Studios. And yesterday we had an amazing day 1 of the summit. We had 7 awesome speakers who shared different topics. And I'm just going to do a little recap before I introduce our speaker for today, our first speaker. So yesterday we talked about becoming an unstoppable woman, and I did tell a little bit about my journey and becoming an unstoppable woman. I shared that with the audience, and we also had the amazing Galit Ventura Rosen. She shared with us the successful woman's mindset. I always get tongue twisted in that one. We had Pamela Kurt, who shared becoming the best version of you. We had Kim Snyder, who shared with us the More Leadership Strategy. And we also had Liz Landine, who shared with us From Clutter to Clarity. She's a strategist. We had the amazing scholarship Dr. Rhea Watson. We had Leslie Cadet, who is a mindset and emotional awareness coach for women. She spoke about self-care and how we handle our triggers. We gave away some amazing prizes yesterday to some of our registered attendees. Yesterday, one of our winners was Jenna Salgo. She won a prize from Pamela Kurt. She won a journal, a pen, candle, and a 1-hour coaching session with Pam. So congratulations to Jenna. And we also gave away, Liz Landine offered a 1-hour mental clutter to massive clarity call. And that winner was Marlene Stanley Welch. Then Leslie Cadet gave away a course, a self-love program. It's a 4-week course, which is super awesome. And she gave away a 30-minute call. And the winner of that one was Caitlin Votava. And then we also raffled from myself a 6-week transformational course on becoming an unstoppable woman, and a signed copy of my book, The Successful Woman's Mindset, 21 Journeys to Success. And then we also, we have some more prizes coming today, but the winner of that one was Dawn Conair. And yesterday was so empowering. We had such great feedback. I really hope you love what we've done so far. We love sharing our journeys with you and empowering women globally. And so I'm just going to dive right in and introduce our very first speaker of the day. Her name is Lisa Chastain, and her topic is going to be why your emotional bank account matters more than your actual bank account. Lisa is the owner and founder of Millennial Consulting, LLC. She has been coaching and mentoring and advising millennials for over 20 years, or nearly 20 years. From an advisor in higher education to financial advisor as a seasoned life coach. She has learned what it takes to make dreams become a reality, which I think is why most women really are a part of this summit, is because they want to learn how to make their dreams reality. And Lisa is going to give you the ins and outs. She is an amazing woman leader, and she has a lot to share. So without further ado, please welcome Lisa Chastain. Hi, Lisa.
Good morning. Hi, I'm so grateful to be here. Thank you so much, Hannah, for the work that you're doing to inspire and motivate women. You are so inspiring and motivational, and everyone that I know is a part of this summit, in their hearts are connected to making sure that women are living our best. We're living our best lives, and we're doing it together. So with that, I prepare to talk today to share what I know when it comes to being financially grounded, reaching your financial potential. And today, potentially, I think there might be something that can open up for you for thinking about what could be in your way for that next level of your finances, whether that's getting out of debt, whether that's getting more money in savings, rebounding from COVID, or ultimately creating the wealth that it is that you want. Sometimes we just don't know what we don't know when it comes to money. I'm going to share a little bit of my story. Good morning, everyone. I can see you sharing. I'm so grateful you're here. I'm going to share my screen and just dive in. I'll jump back after I go through my content to interact with you through the chat, but I'm going to stay focused so I can make sure that I can give you the best bang for the buck here in my talk for the next 20 minutes. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Just give me a second here to do that. This is me. Hopefully you can see me, or you can see me and my screen. As introduced, I'm Lisa Chastain. I'm the #1 best-selling author of Girl, Get Your Shit Together. I've been featured on CNBC, Oprah Magazine, Cosmopolitan, Fortune, and ultimately I want you to hear that I'm on a mission to help women elevate their financial lives. As a part of the She Rises Women Summit today, I want to talk about your emotional bank account as introduced, and why I believe I start with this conversation first, and why I believe it's so much more important to think about today than even your actual bank account. I'm on a mission personally to inspire women to raise their worth, raise our worth across the board, from finance to health to relationship. And I coach and mentor women mostly on their finances, but we're looking at the bigger picture of how we can help you raise your worth. I challenge you today to think about your finances. I challenge you this week, if there's something in your way about your financial life that you're ready to tackle, to manage, I invite you to do that and take it head on as a part of this summit. Your finances wrap into everything that's going on in your life. In my world, we make necessary shifts when it comes to your mindset. I want, as a coach and a mentor, I want you to know that you're taking the right action. Most people, when it comes to finances, they need mentors and support just to know that they're making the right choices. I do that every single day with my clients. I want you to feel supported. You get daily coaching, and we have an amazing community of women who are elevating their lives financially. In my world, you get the right tools, and I'm really focused on making sure you have fun. And here's what I know. After these summits, you feel so inspired. You're so ready to go out and tackle the world, take on the challenges of your life, help other people, live your dream. And inspiration alone is not sustainable. My ultimate hope for you is that after this summit, after this talk, however inspired you are, that you'd learn how to turn it into consistent and committed action, because that's when your life transforms. With clarity that you're taking the right action. You need to know that you're taking the right action. That's what I do with my clients. And a lot of the times what happens with money is that you get confused and you stop taking action because you don't know what to do first, right? You have all of these dreams. You want to start a business, or you're running your business. You want to get married. You want to buy a house. You want to leave a legacy. And what stops us from being able to do those things is that we get stuck, we get confused, we get in our own way, and we don't know what to do first. So today I want to help you see or make some connections about the choices you're making all around your life to have different or new financial results potentially. So what happens? You get confused, you get stuck, and you do nothing. And that doesn't work for you. That doesn't work for anyone. In my world, it's all about taking consistent and committed action. Financial elevation has little to do with your budget. I don't teach budgets because of that. I start with this conversation with raising your worth and elevating your life financially, starting with your emotional bank account. Here's the truth. Your money is intertwined with every decision you make every single day. That's my truth. I believe that's true. And so when we start to look at our decisions in that way, we also realize that our relationship with money is inescapable. You can't avoid it, no matter what you do, right? Even when you die, I tell this in my seminars, even when you die, you can't escape your relationship with money because someone else is left to deal with the mess when you're gone. So your relationship with money, I want to be a healthy one. Today, we're going to talk about how your emotional bank account folds right into that. So, take a moment and think about what's important about money to you. When I give this talk or when I have live seminars, what comes up for so many women is that their families, they want to be able to take care of their families. They want to be able to leave a legacy in this world. They want it to be a healthier world. And their ability to have more money, to control their money, not only gives them the ability to do that, but it teaches their children and it helps their communities how to be great stewards of a cleaner environment, healthier families, better futures for everyone. This was me in 2016. I was stuck. I was looking at my money. This is like looking at my life, actually. I didn't know what I was doing. I had spent the course of my 30s lost, trying to figure out how I was going to live my best life and make an impact. In my 30s, I was stuck. I found myself at a fork in the road. I had burned through $100,000 trying to invest in my business, save my marriage, and I was failing. Maybe that resonates with some of you. Maybe you're here today or you've been here before. I really wanted to be able to help women, and I was really struggling with the question of whether or not I was worth it. Was I worth the dream? Was I worth the healthy marriage? Was I worth having what it is I said I want? And the feedback all around me was that my limiting beliefs of myself were getting in the way. I was burned out. I was depressed. I felt like a failure and a fraud. And I was on the verge of losing everything. And ultimately I did. That's not the end of the story, but I had a lot that was going on behind the scenes emotionally and with my own self-worth that was getting in the way of me being able to live the life that I was dreaming of. I was holding myself back, and I had a limiting belief that I couldn't be successful on my own, which was also creating the feedback and the results in my life that I wasn't successful. I was burning through money. I wasn't making money in my business. My marriage was failing. And this one limiting belief had me strangled. And it was that I had to have a man in my life to be successful. I don't know who needs to hear that today, but you don't. You don't need anybody. I mean, of course, we need a lot of people in our lives to support us, which is why this summit is so important. But my limiting belief that I had to be married to be successful was holding me back. And it was holding me back ultimately from making the biggest choice of my life, which was to get a divorce. I had to get out of my own way. I had to be willing to stretch out of my comfort zone, to ask for help. I was in a downward spiral of my life. Ultimately, with new guidance, new support, new coaching, a new tribe of women, I was able to make the decision to leave my firm as a financial advisor and start my own business as a money coach. I had to renegotiate my relationships to do that. I was stretching outside of my comfort zone like crazy, but I was determined to figure out how I could be the successful woman that I wanted to be. It took a lot of hard work. And this one secret I'm going to teach you today, I think could open up a lot for you, just like it did for me. With renegotiating my relationships, I was able to go from stressed out, burned out, maxed out to living my most amazing life today. As a result of renegotiating relationships, having the courage to stretch outside my comfort zone, learn new things, I was able to create a 6-figure business, which I always wanted, didn't know how to do it, spent a lot of time in my 30s struggling out, figuring how to do it, but I had to transform my relationship with money and time and people in order to do that. Not only that, I learned how and am teaching my clients how to do the same thing by embracing new beliefs and behaviors with money. And by living my own dream, I'm teaching them that they can do it too. And I want you to hear more than anything else that no matter what it is you want in your life, you can have it as long as you're willing to stretch outside your comfort zone and renegotiate your relationship with time and people in your life. Do you want these kinds of results? Do you want a happy marriage? Do you want money in the bank? Do you want a successful business? And if you are, you're in the right place with these women in the summit this weekend. And I'm so grateful to be here with you today. If you're fed up with stressing about money, you're in the right place because I'm the kind of person, I'm the kind of coach that wants to teach you how to do that. And I'm doing it every single day. If you want new results with money, there's one thing I want you to know. I could be here all weekend talking to you about these things, but I've got 20 minutes on this summit. So I wanted to share the most important piece that transformed my life and is transforming my client's life. It's something I believe that the financial industry is missing. As a financial expert, I could talk about money all day long, but if you don't master this one thing in your life, your financial situation, your financial future may never change. I want to share this secret with you today. Are you ready? I know you are because you're here. Here's the secret. How you spend your time, who you spend it with, is what will ultimately influence your financial choices and results. We can't start with money, which is why I don't and why I'm not going to today. We've got to talk about your relationship with time and your relationship with people. Did you know that there are actually 3 ways that we invest? Time, people, and money. We don't just invest with our money, although the financial industry talks about it all day long. We're missing out if we don't connect it to our relationship with time and people in our life. How you spend your time is how you spend your money. 85% of the world's wealth is spent by women. We have so much more power than we believe. And when we own our power in our relationship with time and with people, I believe not only will our financial results change, so will the world's. Your relationship with money and how you spend it is intimately connected to your ability to have an impact on the planet. And that's why I want to talk about your emotional bank account today. So this is your emotional bank account. Just like a regular bank account, you've got money that comes in, your regular bank account, you've got money that comes in and money that goes out. Same concept applies with your emotional bank account, your heart, your energy, the people in your life that you love. You've got people who give to you and people who withdraw from you. And what happens is if we have more people in our life that are taking from us than giving to us, or in a relationship, if we have someone who's withdrawing more than they're depositing, we can end up feeling depleted. And those relationships over time become toxic. Maybe that relates, maybe you've been through that before in your life. Maybe you're going through that right now. And this is a message that we can send down to the generations of younger women coming before or coming after us to say, hey, we don't have to be in toxic relationships. Those things happen because we have people that are unevenly supporting one another. This is when a healthy bank account, right? Healthy bank account, lots of money in, not as much out, and then we can invest that in all types of things. The same thing applies for emotional bank accounts. We want to have people in our life that are giving, and we also want to be people in others' lives that are giving more than we're having to withdraw. So the question for you today is, who's making the deposits in your life? Who are you depositing into? It's a great question for you to think about and mull over this weekend. If you're off track financially, or in general you feel like you're off track, these are 2 great questions to start with. Here are some examples of emotional deposits. Acts of service, affection, words of affirmation, cooking for people. It's an amazing emotional deposit, right? Giving gifts, quality time, and caretaking. Those are examples of people in your life who are doing these things that make you feel good and keep the relationships healthy. On the same end, you're also doing these things for other people all day long. Examples of withdrawals, right? So there's the emotional deposits and then the emotional withdrawals. Criticism, borrowing. It doesn't have to be a toxic withdrawal. People borrow from you, right? Hey, can I borrow your shirt? I'm a little sister, so I was always borrowing my big sister's stuff, right? But if I did that too much, then she was mad at me. I was taking too much of her stuff. Being supported, your kids taking care of you, you taking care of your kids. Taking from others, either that's taking time, maybe in a not healthy relationship, someone's taking something from you that isn't working for you. Putting your needs first, that's not necessarily a bad thing, right? Your needs have to be met in relationships in order for them to be healthy. It's just an example of looking at the balance of your life. Where are your relationships off track potentially? Asking for help. The empath, for those empaths that are in the room today, you get this, right? We give and give and give, and then we surround ourselves sometimes by people who create that toxic energy because they aren't giving as much as we are. So what's the balance? Realize that not everyone can be the priority in your life, financially and otherwise. You need to attract people. If you want a balanced emotional bank account, you need to attract people who deposit more than they withdraw. Where do you start with that? Well, you've got to be the first one to learn how to deposit into yourself. And how that relates to money is if you're not taking care of your finances, if you're not prioritizing those conversations, then how would you expect for anyone else in their life to do that for you, right? Have the courage to remove toxic people from your life. That's a really hard one. But for me, what I realized when I was going through my financial difficulties in 2016 is that I had a lot more people in my life who were taking from me, and I was giving and giving and giving. And it just wasn't working in my marriage. It wasn't working in my business partnerships. It wasn't working in some of my friendships. I had to have the courage to break those relationships off. And I'm also going to show you another way to reorganize relationships that will help you get on a new path so that you can align your life in time with people. And that will change your financial results, because the formula is, right, how you spend your time, who you spend it with, is where your money's going. Your wants and needs matter. Ladies, you are so amazing. These women in the summit are giving into you this weekend. And you, more than anything, I want you to know that what you want and what you need in your life matter more than anything. You've got to learn how to communicate your needs and surround yourself with people who will make your needs a priority. Prioritize people who prioritize you and set healthy boundaries. This is in business, this is in life, this is in relationships, even with your children. What I teach in my world is that people get different levels of access to you. You can have close peers, people you work with. You can have business relationships. These are all kinds of examples of people that you spend a lot of time with in your life. When you learn how to move people into different layers of access to you, what's really amazing is then you learn how to organize your time around the things that really matter and the people that really matter. That's when your financial results get really fun, because you're on a clear path of where you can say no and where you say yes. One of my best friends, Gail, and I talk about this all the time. People in my life no longer have to worry or think about where they are in my life. I've got a clear prioritization of who my core people are, and that all impacts my ability to say no to the right things with my finances and yes to the right things with my finances and everything else. I've got this core group of people, and you want to have these VIPs. And if you don't have them, let's find them for you. They're people who prioritize you, immediate family, kids, significant others, guides and mentors, best friends, and a select few. You don't have to be everything for everyone. Choose your core wisely, and that's how you can establish a balance in your emotional bank account. These are people who prioritize your time. They know it's important to you, and they understand that, and they value that. I also believe that you've got to prioritize your peeps. See the peeps, get it? I know, funny. Okay, you got to prioritize your peeps. And how I do that in my life, and I think this would be so valuable for you today, is to think about the order of things in your life. For me, my spirituality comes first, and then my husband, and then my kids, and they know that, and they respect that. And then my business, my clients, I'm here with you on a Saturday morning, and then my core. And everyone else underneath. When I have time, I make time. Otherwise, these are the people that know clearly where they align in my life. And that has created so much freedom for me, everyone. So much freedom for me to go to church on Sundays. My clients are cool with that. They don't give me a hard time for not working on Sundays, right? My kids know that you're a priority. My clients, my speaking engagements, my business, it's all a priority. They understand where they're at with that, but they know that they come above that. So when push comes to shove, I can say no when I need to. That's a really important part about setting boundaries, learning how to say no. And for those of you who are generous, just learn to have a giving bucket. It's a great way for you to set money aside to give to the things that are important to you, but not at your own detriment. It's okay to say, this doesn't work for me. It's okay to tell someone with healthy boundaries, you know what, this doesn't work for me. Financially, I've got to stop. Or with my time, I've got to stop, right? And have clarity of your money so that you can give with intention. What you resist persists. Whatever you're resisting about your finances today, I promise you are somehow intertwined to how you're spending time and who you're spending that time with. Have the courage to balance your emotional bank account today, because when that happens, true financial alignment can happen. And it's when your time is spent with people doing what serves you at your highest level. If you're not clear about your priorities of people and time, you may never truly get your financial shit together. And if you're committed to doing that, realize they're all connected, and you can take a look at your financial bank account today. My challenge to you is to ask yourself, who are those top people that you spend your time with? Who's depositing into you? Who's withdrawing? And let's start to rebalance that today. What would you like to see transform about your relationships? By answering that question, you can start to move in a new direction. Remember that your time and your people equal your money. That was your money lesson from me today. And know that the people we surround ourselves with either raise or lower our standards. They either help us become the best version of ourselves and encourage us to become encourage us to become the lesser versions of ourselves, the better or the lesser. We become like our friends. No man becomes great on his own, which is why we are here in the summit. We all need people in our lives who raise our standards. And that's my call to action for you today. I want to help you create financial success. I want to help you have the results that you want in your bank account by looking at your beliefs and your behaviors. And so ask yourself, what are your next steps? What are you committed to doing today? And know that money's all about elevation. You can raise your worth for the rest of your life, step by step. You've got this. I've got you. I'm here to support you. And I'm so grateful to share this information with you today at the summit. I'd love to invite you to download my free guide, just simple, basic steps on how to get started on a new path with clarity financially today. I'm going to hand it back over to our hosts. Thank you so much for having me here today. And thanks for being here today. And with that, I will end my show. Hopefully this comes back.
That was amazing, Lisa. Thank you so much.
Yes.
So I took a lot of notes. It looks like you're getting some incredible comments. Wow. So my take off of that, and I'm just going to recap because I know some people just joined in. So Lisa spoke today about one thing that really caught my attention was raise your worth. That kind of was like because we don't think as at times we as women, we don't take our worth into consideration. Inspiration alone is not sustainable. And, basically what she's saying is you guys can get fired up from yesterday and today, but it's what you do with what we've provided you, the tools that each person has given you the last 2 days. It's what you do with them, how you use them, because inspiration, we lose that. We get, tongue twisted, turn different directions, and we lose our focus at times. So she's saying inspiration helps, absolutely, but the action, you have to take the action. And I love that. Then she asked, are you worth it? What are your limiting beliefs? And that is something that we at She Rises talk about often on the podcast. So you are just like, it was like boom, boom, boom. Renegotiate your relationship. She talked about learning new things, becoming an expert at what you want to learn. And like the scholarship doctor yesterday, Rhea Watson, shared, you are always learning new things. You're always getting educated. Everyone is a scholar. So it kind of just flowed together.
Yeah.
Your emotional bank account, your heart, your energy, what you give to people, what do they give you? Are people withdrawing more than they're giving? And that is huge. My favorite, I love the order that you spoke about: God, your husband, your kids, your client, your core. That, Lisa, you blew my mind. I listened here and took notes the entire time. Thank you so very much for being with us. Ladies, please get in touch with Lisa. She is phenomenal. You will not be disappointed. And this was just 20 minutes of her. Imagine if you had her in your corner all the time. So thank you so much, Lisa. It was great to have you today. And I look forward to hearing you much, much more.
Thank you. It was such an honor to be a part of this summit. Thank you for the invitation.
Thank you. So up next, we have another phenomenal woman leader. She is incredible. Her name is Sonia Petkewich, and Sonia is the CEO of Taran Consulting. Her role is working she works with a diverse crowd, different companies in different capacities. We get to bear witness to the beautiful power of connection in all its forms. The context, purpose, duration, and participants of that connection matter. There is no magical solution that works for all purposes. We each have the opportunity as directors of our own career to understand what we are aiming for and seek out, leverage the tools, connections that will help us achieve our goals. Through these conversations, you will be able to walk away with the tools and understanding of when to step into a role or seek out support from a mentor, sponsor, or mastermind. Sonia is about ready to just, I know she's just going to let it all out this morning. I'm super excited to hear you talk. Sonia is, you're here in Vegas, correct?
I am, yep.
So, and we are in Las Vegas. So
yes.
Awesome. Gotta love the desert. Sonia, take it away. I'm excited to hear what you have to share with these awesome ladies listening.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Hopefully you can hear me okay. I live in this great city of Vegas with these amazing women, and actually I have Lisa Chastain as a coach. So I'm hoping that you all were inspired by everything that she was able to bring forth, because she has helped me move mountains in my life as well. I'm going to share my screen. Hopefully I'm able to do this. Let's see, share screen. I'm in IT, so you would think that this would work. So hopefully someone will have to, there we go. Okay, perfect. So yeah, I wanted to bring forth and chat with you ladies about sponsorship, mentorship, and mastermind, because there are three keys that helped me make sure that I wanted to make sure I had a little stopwatch going here too. So I don't go over my time, because I do love passionately to talk about this stuff. And really, I think there's a lot of unknowns. It's like, what exactly is sponsorship? What is mentorship? What is mastermind? And so I wanted to just kind of run through some of that with you all here this morning. And I know we have limited time, so I'll just jump right into it. So mentoring, that term is thrown out a great deal, and sometimes people, choose mentors in their life, and it's very different than business sponsorship. And then elevating it to the mastermind level is what I'm hoping for all of us to get to. Is, the mentoring is the process of guiding and counseling an individual. It's bringing others along. And so some of us have had the opportunity to do that in our lives, whether it's with Girls in Tech that I participate in here, or business groups, or Girl Scouts, or any organization that you're with. It's usually someone that's like a trusted counselor guide. They're like a sounding board, someone that you can like brainstorm, really more like on a personal level, but also can help you and guide you along in business. But you might go a little bit deeper on how your personal life is transcending business, and vice versa. And so it's a very open, fluid conversation with somebody who you have a trusted confidant in. Sometimes it can be just girl talk. If you're with a female mentor, it could be very personal, and it can be elevated to just the professional. And the mentee is someone who's like seeking that, like someone who's wanting guidance, who's wanting to emulate somebody that they're wanting to kind of, hey, this person is someone who is living life the way that I would like to be doing it, and therefore I'd like to be able to spend time with them. So characteristics of both a good mentee and a good mentor is that their ability to accept constructive feedback, that they have open-mindedness, that they're willing to take action and follow through. And that's so important, because I coach a lot of people who believe that they're in successful mentor relationships, but there's no action, there's no accountability, and they're just there to chat. And while that's great, that's not really what the mentor relationship is about. Why should people mentor? I think it's important to kind of look at where we are as women in this world right now, because I believe that women are on the rise. And I love that Hannah and her team have put this together, and with the title She Rises, because I feel like there's this vibration, there's this energy taking place where women are connecting on a very different level. We're coming together in this format. As much as people are zoomed out and videoed out, it's allowed for us to connect, at least for me, to connect with women across the globe, and to find allies in areas and collaboration and conversation that I may never have ever had access to in the past. And so I'm finding a lot of value in seeing what women are creating right now and how we're coming together. So being a mentor is helping the world really elevate that vibration. Women need allies in the workplace, and not just in corporations, but in solopreneur entrepreneurship. We need to create, and we have an opportunity to create right in front of us, a culture of collaboration. And it's a resurgence of importance of relationship building in the workplace. People are shuttered in their homes, especially in this last year, and really isolated. And I really feel like there's this need and desire to really enhance and build on workplace communities and tribes. Opportunity to brainstorm, to navigate where your career is going, to have conversations and honest conversations about work-life balance. And most importantly for me, the gifts that I've received from all the mentors in my lives are ones that I want to pay it forward. I want to have, a hand up philosophy, being able to be a woman who's having success and be able to reach down and pull another woman along with me is something that I find to be very, very inspirational. So how do you become a mentee? If you're out there and thinking, well, I'm already running my business or I'm already doing this or that, I think that it's important to kind of just sit back and look at who's working in areas that interest me. If I'm chugging along in my business and I'm having a lot of success, but I would like to get more involved in philanthropy, or I'd like to write a book, or I'd like to step up my game with a side hustle, whatever it is, there is a woman out there that's doing that. There is a leader that you could be mentored by, that you could reach out and say, hey, would you mind having coffee with me once a week? Would you mind meeting me for lunch once a quarter, just so I can pick your brains, just so that we can come together? And in the workplace, how do you engage with your peers, managers, your company executives? And that's a great way, is to have a mentor or mentee program in order to be able to create those relationships. The difference between sponsorship and mentorship is something that I think is lost. Like a sponsor is someone with power. And so for those of us who have worked in corporate arenas that maybe haven't taken the leap to solopreneur or entrepreneurship or business ownership yet, it's somebody who is in a position of power that knows you, knows your potential, and can advocate for you. They're literally at the boardroom table when projects come up, when opportunities come up within the organization. They're the one who's going to say, hey, let's tap Susie down in marketing for this project because she's really been showing some skills here. Let's give her an opportunity to elevate herself. It's definitely when someone who is an established leader tells others what a great leader you are becoming, and then gives you the platform and removes all obstacles in order for you to do that. And so the difference is that mentors talk to you and sponsors talk about you. And sponsors, there's definitely that mentor conversation, and this is what I want, this is what I'm shooting for, this is what I see possibly happening in my career, my life, this is what I aspire to do, but they're going to go ahead and talk about you. Whereas a mentor, there's that air of confidence and a space where this is the only place we may talk about these things, and I just need to know that I can get it off my chest, off my mind in a safe and confidential way. That's a definite key divider between what a sponsor and a mentor is. A sponsee is someone who's looking for that type of sponsorship, right? Some of the characteristics obviously are someone who's experienced in a successful mentor relationship. They've been down this road. They know how to take feedback. They know how to take constructive criticism, because if so-and-so in executive leadership board is tapping you to take on this big project, they need to know that you're actually open to feedback, that you're not going to just trailblaze in a way that makes not only you look bad and that you don't have the success that you've been teed up for, but that they don't look bad and they can't be trusted in the future when recommending other individuals. Why is sponsorship important along with mentorship? It's just having that person that can advocate for you and speak with you. You need somebody in an organization, in an environment, and this can be transcend into business ownership. Having someone who's sponsoring your ideas, sponsoring your business, sponsoring your, mission in the community, whether it's through nonprofit or small business, that someone's actually going to advocate and let you know when opportunities are out there. Throw your hat in the rings when RFPs are out there, or opportunities to be a part of something bigger. They're definitely there to be your advocate. And then the last area is mastermind. So I'm sure most of you have read the book, Think and Grow Rich. One of my favorite authors is Napoleon Hill. A mastermind is the master where two or more people actively engage in a pursuit of definite purpose with a positive mental attitude constitute an unbeatable force. Now, mastermind came to me late in my career. I had the opportunity to buy a business, and I was scared out of my mind to do that. I don't have a college degree. I had not owned a business before. I'm coming up on 6 years, so I'm later in my life, just turned 47. And I really although I had had tons of people who had sponsored me in organizations and I have tons of mentors in different areas of my life, I really didn't know how to go into the corporate world and actually run a business. I knew how to be a good recruiter. I was a top recruiter, still am a top recruiter in our city, but I was challenged with understanding the business decisions of it. I was emotionally attached to my business, and I really wanted to level up in a way that helped me be on the level of a business owner and not be scared to go down that path. And so I had to seek out a mastermind. I put a few key points here because I think it's really important. Equally in finding the right sponsor or mentor for yourself, or even mentee or sponsee, is to make sure that you're asking a lot of questions. It's so important to find the right mastermind because we'll get to this in another slide. The commitment level is huge, and it's a time for you to work on your business and not in your business. And so here's four key things that I think are important. It's important to visit a group, be a guest in a group more than one meeting, get the flow of the group, sit in the room, see how they process opportunities, see how they have conversations about what's going on in their businesses. What are they talking about? What's going on in their businesses? Are they at the level that you need, that you're looking to be at? And you want a mix of businesses. You want people who are beyond where you're going, where you're reaching to be, and people who are coming along behind you, because those experiences are what they're going to share each month and are going to help you develop as a business owner. You want to meet a few of the members one-on-one. I think it's important that after you go to the first meeting or even before, to get a list of who the members are and ask them out to coffee and get to know them. Like, are these people who you can see that relationship transcending the room? So you're going to spend 8 hours a month with them. You might have a little mini time to get together in mini pods. You might end up going camping and fishing and hiking, or, having dinner and getting to know their spouses. These relationships become relationships I started 5 years ago in Mastermind, are relationships that I still have today, and they're insanely important in my life. And then most importantly, interview the facilitator. What do they hold as the context of the room? How important is it for them to be on time, to be structured, to follow the rules of the group? How are they going to show up for you as someone who's not only facilitating in the room, but helping you navigate the days between the meetings? Are they going to be doing one-on-one coaching with you? Are they going to make that time about themselves or about you? Are they going to hold you accountable? Are they going to ask the tough questions? And are they someone who you can choose into being coached by? I think it's important to ask questions. What is the commitment of the group? What are the other members going through? What have they been through? What are the stories there? And can you see yourself thriving in an organization, in a group like that, where you can help grow your organization through the experiences of others? Be authentic and be vulnerable. Share why you're there. I think it's important to let them know what you're looking to do, what you're looking to accomplish, because they're going to hold you to that. What you show them on that first visit, that second visit, as they get to know you, is the context of how they're going to coach you on the issues and opportunities that you bring to the table. And to be able to declare what you need for the group, making sure that you're saying, hey, I need to be able to fix the finances in my company. I need to make sure I'm fixing right people, right seat. I have a lot of concerns about where we're going, who the leaders are in the group. I have trust issues with my finance person. Whatever it is that's going on for you, that sacred room is where you're going to need to be able to process those opportunities and being able to declare what you need from the group up front so that they can let you know if they will be able to support you. And then commitment, understand and choose into the commitment. I see all too often that people join masterminds and then every month something comes up where they can't be there all day, or they have to choose out. And that really breaks down the circle of trust and circle of influence in the group. And it's important that you're able to really choose into 8 hours, 10 hours a month where you're working on your business with the group that's there, that's also chosen in. It's funny, I've had people ask me like, well, haven't you ever had to miss a day in the room? And I've been in Mastermind now for 6+ years, and I've missed 2 meetings, and they were completely unavoidable. Those reasons: one, I had surgery, and one was the first month I signed up. I probably should have delayed it a month. I just knew I couldn't even be in the room in my first month. But if I can do it for 6 years straight, any business owner can do it for sure. The best practices of the group, understanding what they're all choosing into. Have they chosen into the time commitment? Have they chosen into authentic communication? Avoid checking the boxes. Like, I don't go in there with like, well, I need to grow my business by getting new clients and I need to do this and I want to get it from there, be a taker in the group. Make sure that you're going in with authentic, real relationships as the goal to building a fantastic mastermind relationship. And make sure you know that giving back, how can you help your mastermind members? Often a lot of people think that the issues that they bring to the table aren't big enough. They're not challenging enough. They're stupid. Nobody's going to understand, or I'm not going to want to show. A lot of times people will bring opportunities to the mastermind table, and those are the opportunities that other people have been holding back on, and they themselves learn, or they didn't even realize it was something that they were challenged with until somebody brought it else up. And so I think it's important to make sure that you're willing to give back to the group by bringing your full self and giving feedback and bringing issues and opportunities to the table all the time. And making sure that there's a variety of experience in the room, that you have a variety of industries. It's important probably not to have like an IT recruiting company like myself have a competitor in the room. I might not share as openly, but organizations that are different and varied and get challenged. A lot of people were challenged differently than COVID or the downturn. The economic booms affect companies differently. So you want all that experience in the room. You want people who have lost it all and earned it all back, or just ridden on the coattails of success forever. You want that variety, because that is what's going to make those conversations powerful. And of course, accountability. If you are looking to be in a mastermind group, I hope it's because you want people to hold you accountable to the things that you say that you want and why you want them. And the accountability is probably one of the biggest and strongest values that you'll get out of a very strong mastermind group. The benefits, like I kind of touched on this a little bit, is there's no other place that you're going to get constructive commentary that can serve to sharpen you and propel you forward. There have been many times early in my masterminding experiences where I brought an issue to the table or an opportunity, and I was clear that it was not on me, that something was going wrong. And by the end of the experience of processing it, I was able to see that I was in my own damn way. And if I didn't have a trusted room of people to tell me that, to say, hey, Sonia, if you don't look at this differently, if you don't show up differently, if you don't lead differently, this will continue to be a problem. You are the issue. And that is such a powerful, powerful experience to have. You know, obviously having connections to other businesses, people will, call on you to do business because they've gotten to know you, they've gotten to know your heart, they've gotten to know your why. And so they're going to promote your business within their own organizations and with their circles of friends. So network, visibility, all of that. Business ownership can be lonely. It's so hard to be at the top. I adore my husband. He owns his own business, but I don't want to go home every day and talk to him about the problems. And I also don't want to solve the problems maybe the way he thinks they should be solved. It's not the same. So having that sense that I'm not alone, that I have this other group, that I don't have to bring those stresses home to my household all the time is so amazing. It's such a good feeling to be able to shake that off for a day and work on myself and my business and know that I'm not just bringing that energy home to my home. I think blind spot awareness is super important too, like having those opportunities to get that feedback, to say, hey, here's something I want to do. I want to buy this building. I want to leverage this contract. I want to add staff. What am I not seeing? The fact that this trusted board of directors can see those blind spots, I find to be super, super powerful. And then a close-knit mastermind group helps you develop both personally and professionally. A lot of times within a mastermind organization, people bring their personal struggles to the room, whether it's, an owner had their spouse sleep with their partner, a trusted financial person in the organization stole money from them, breakdown in communication, somebody's gotten really sick, like having this close-knit mastermind group to help you get through those personal situations, develop as a leader. How you're showing up at the office Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, a lot of times is how you're showing up at home. And so to be able to have people help you see that for yourselves is insanely powerful. And the ability to be your true authentic self and develop for one day. A lot of times business owners feel like they have to be on, they have to show up a certain way in business. And yet truly inside, they're struggling with other demons, with other issues, and they can't be themselves at work because they're afraid that will take away from their credibility as a business leader. A lot of times people find that the mastermind group is that sacred place for them to be their true authentic self and develop that and really step into that. And I think that there's so much magic in that. So I would say, I'm seeing here, I have 3 or 4 minutes left, that, it's great to take a moment and say, are you a mentee? Are you a mentor? Are you a sponsee or sponsor? And choose into any of those relationships so that you can help elevate the world and what's happening out there. Oh, sharing my email. Look at that. So, how do I stop sharing screen? There we go. I'm the IT person with technical difficulty. So, in closing, I just would say, obviously you can reach out to me at Sonia@catalyst.vegas if you have any questions or you're thinking about getting into one of these relationships. I have lots of tools and techniques and ways that you can figure that out and help you navigate choosing into that. I say go and find or start your own mastermind group, because 1 + 1 does equal 3. And when we come together to share ideas like today, and yesterday, so many great nuggets that we can take from these conferences and these talks and apply into our businesses and our personal lives today, it's so powerful. And when we come together as women, the fact that there's these women in this community like Charlotte, like Galit, like Hannah, like Lisa, that are consistently bringing women together, it's the vibration, I think, of everything that's going crazy in the world. I feel like we as women have power to change that by being a sponsor, by being a mentor, or joining or starting a mastermind. So hopefully this was valuable. I tried to go fast and get through it all. Thank you, Hannah, so much for this opportunity.
Sonia, that was amazing. I was trying to read a comment. It was a specific question. And I think if I read it, it went so quickly, but I think someone asked, should they have a mentor before a mastermind? And I want to make sure that we get, there were some questions and comments, so I want to make sure that we get those to you. And
Sure.
To the person who asked that, I'll make sure that somehow, here it is. So should you have a mentor and sponsor before finding a mastermind? Could you elaborate on that, Sonia? Yeah, please.
So I did not even know, and it's amazing how many people I talked to today. I talked to a gentleman who has 3 advanced degrees and is running a crazy medical device company, and he had never heard of Mastermind. I'm 47, he's 47. When I started my business, I didn't even know. Look for peer-to-peer advisory group. That's how I had even heard about it. And so I think having a mentor, it depends on where you are in life and business, to be honest with you. But having a mentor is an opportunity for you to see and experience getting feedback and taking action, because Mastermind will elevate that to the next level. So if you are not truly ready to act upon feedback, to try on feedback and see how it fits and shows up in your life, you might not be ready for the room. And that's something to talk to the mastermind about, and sit in a mastermind group and interview them. I've never had a mentor before. I haven't been in this experience, and ask them how they can support you in that. I don't think it hurts necessarily to do one or the other, but if you're not sure, if you're up for the accountability, if you're up for the feedback, because there's many times where I've left the room crying and yet better for it. With every breakdown is a breakthrough. And so I do believe that you could possibly tackle both. And I'm happy if that person wants to reach out, we could talk more about where they are specifically, and I can help them through that piece of it.
Awesome. Thank you so much for answering. So I've had the pleasure of being able to listen to each speaker the last 2 days, and I learned from all of you so many different things. And my takeaway from today, Sonia explained the difference of sponsorship, someone with power who can advocate for you. I thought that was like the greatest explanation. You spoke about mentorship and that they talk to you. And we as women, I think we all need that mentor. Every single one of us needs one, at least one. I say go for the gusto and have as many as possible, because you can never have too many. Yes. And you spoke about mastermind. Another thing that really stood out to me is you said collaboration with women, paying it forward. And we talked about that a little bit yesterday in Becoming an Unstoppable Woman. I was saying, like, we have this power, we have all these talents and these gifts, and we have people who help build them up, and we can't hang on to it. We have to share that. We have to help other women elevate to the next level. And so I loved when you talked about relationship building, collaboration, paying it forward. I love the fact that you shared the vulnerability of you and saying, hey, I didn't have a college degree. I didn't have this, I didn't have that, but I still went and opened my business and I did it anyway. And to me, that shows that you're a fearless woman, and that speaks volumes. And you're telling women who are listening and watching and who are gonna watch this that there's no reason why you can't do what you want to do, And so you're telling us, don't be afraid to ask for help, get that mentor, I love the other thing too that you said about working in your business or working on your business. And
Yeah.
that one was kind of like a nerve. I felt that right here. I love how you said working on your business 8 to 10 hours a week, because we as women business owners, we want to do it all. And
Yeah.
I know personally, I have a hard time like delegating and separating myself to be able to work on it and not in it. So I think that was huge. And lastly, being authentic and building your business relationships. If you're not authentic, people see that, they know it. And that is super huge. So Sonia, thank you so very much for being here today. Ladies, get in touch with her. Her information is across the screen. You can also find her through She Rises. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day today. Loved having you, love working with you, and we will see you very soon.
Thank you so much, ladies.
Thank you. Wow. So we're just like, we're on fire today. We were on fire yesterday too, but today it's a whole different type of energy. It's so awesome to see all these women speak to you. So our very next guest is, God, I don't even know where to start. I cannot read the script because there's so much more to her. So Charlotte Howard is the founder, author, business breakthrough strategist, but she's so much more than that. She's a fearless woman. She's educated. She's celebrated globally. So many women look to her for inspiration, for mentorship. She is a mentor to so many women out there. Charlotte is an award-winning business breakthrough strategist. She's a #1 international best-selling author. She's a serialpreneur. And one of the things that sticks out to me is that Charlotte is, I hope I'm not saying too much, but she's a single mother who raises her children and is a serial entrepreneur. If you know what serial entrepreneur means, that means like she has 4 full-time jobs with her kids, and she's running several different businesses. She's balanced, successful, authentic, beautiful, creative, talented, educated, celebrated, and I could just go on and on. But Charlotte is going to talk to us today about something that I think is such a great topic, in the sense of we are in the middle of a pandemic and women globally are looking for ways to bring in resources to take care of their families. Women are going out and opening businesses. They want to try and do new things. And Charlotte is going to talk to us about that today on how to become a published author. So Charlotte, welcome to She Rises Summit Day 2. I'm super excited to have you here today. Thank you so much for being here today with us. And I'm just excited to hear what you're going to say.
Hannah, thank you so much for all of your kind words. And this whole entire summit with these amazing women has been just absolutely phenomenal. I've been learning so much from each of the speakers, and I'm so excited and I'm so passionate about helping women to really get their books published, because 97% of people who actually publish, they actually start to publish their book, they actually stop. And so we definitely want to change those numbers and really help women to get their books published. And so what that actually consists of course, is I like to start with sharing a little bit of my story, because a lot of people right now, even during the pandemic, they are struggling with keeping things afloat. And like many people who have been struggling through the pandemic, back in the year 2000, I was actually diagnosed with carpal tunnel syndrome. And as a hairstylist in the beauty industry, I actually had all of my eggs in one basket. And like many people during the pandemic right now, they had a lot of their eggs in one basket as well. And so, how do you bounce back from that? How do you increase your income and just stay, I would say, in the mindset of wanting to continue moving forward with that dream of starting your own business or keeping your business afloat. And so, as we have been continuing this summit, the mindset has been really, really important, an important and essential part of being successful, whether you are a female entrepreneur or a business owner, at the same time, having multiple businesses. It's really important, as all of the speakers have been sharing, that mindset has been important. And so when I was diagnosed with carpal tunnel syndrome, all I could think about was, how can I continue what I'm passionate about, continue making an impact in people's lives, and still do what I love. And so fast forward, what I had to do was actually take the knowledge and skills working for Regis Corporation, which is a multi-billion-dollar company in the beauty industry, taking all of those skills, knowledge, what I've been really passionate about, and actually turning it into something that will make and create a major impact, not just in my life, but other people's lives as well. And so I always think it's so important to really, if you're not familiar with a topic, because it's so important for you to do some research before you dive into writing your book. And so you can do the research by actually going to Amazon, checking out some of the reviews of a book that you may be thinking about writing. You can, of course, do more research by asking your current clients and customers on Facebook or on your consultations or coaching sessions, asking people questions so that you will know what to create to actually help serve, what they're struggling with at the same time as well. And I think it's important to also do a little bit of, Google research, as well. And Facebook is really great for you to do lots of research, of course. And of course, none other than YouTube. You can find really good topics to really research and see if it's going to be a really beneficial topic for you to begin writing about. And so a lot of people get so caught up on the fact of it has to be perfect. You have to be an expert to actually begin writing. And I think that a lot of people overthink it. That's why 97% of people, they start the book and then they stop because they just get stuck. And so it's important for you to be surrounded by people who can, when you get stuck, you have that accountability, at the same time, the support you need and the motivation and the inspiration, so you can continue your dream of becoming a published author. And so whether you are, for all of my speakers out there that don't love typing, of course, you can speak your book. You can use something as simple as Microsoft Word. Click the microphone button and you can just start speaking what you want to share. If there are topics, as I mentioned before, that you're not expert at, you can do a little bit more research so that it's more helpful for your target audience. Because again, you want to make sure that you know exactly what you're going to be helping your target audience with, um, just really helping them with solving that pain problem that they're having. And so there's, of course, editing involved, formatting of your manuscript, and all of that takes place. You're going to need to have, of course, a really good title, a really good subtitle that's results driven. Like, what are you actually going to be helping people to achieve? What goal do you have? The biggest thing I see when it comes to writing a book is people don't set a deadline. So number one, set that deadline, because if you don't set that deadline on when you want that book to launch, it's going to just keep, that date will keep getting pushed back, and pushed back even more. And then you also need to figure out what type of publishing platform are you going to use. Are you going to use a traditional publishing house or a hybrid publishing company like my company, which is Heart Centered Women Publishing? Or are you going to just self-publish the book yourself? And the only thing about self-publishing, you can use a platform like Lulu or Amazon KDP, just to name a few. But the problem that you'll run into when you self-publish is, if you're looking to be on certain stages, or if you're hosting a book show or a specific type of event you're looking to get on different platforms, some people do not look at self-published authors at the same way. And so that's just something that you want to definitely think about as you're thinking about getting into the publishing space. And one of my favorite ways to become a published author is, of course, you heard Galit talk about the successful woman's mindset. And this is the successful woman's mindset. You heard Hannah talk about it as well. But really joining another anthology where you can contribute a chapter with a hot topic like the successful woman's mindset. Of course, these women, they shared 21 journeys to success. And, my publishing company published it, and we're in partnership. I absolutely adore all of the women a part of the book. They shared and poured into so much value into the journey that they went through and how they got to where they are today. And I really think that that's one of the top ways, if you want to become not just a published author, but a best-selling author, you really need to do your homework, do the research, align yourself with successful people who are already paving the way for you to get your book out there. For those of you who want to, of course, create a solo book, similar to the one that I created, where I share how I actually created my first six figures just from writing, writing books. Again, with books, when you're writing books, it does so many, it has so many different benefits to it. Of course, you gain more visibility, more credibility, more respect in your industry. You can be in any business and actually dominate your industry because you are now a best-selling author. So even though I know my topic is all about becoming a published author, but I'm going to challenge each of you to take the next step of challenging yourself to become a best-selling author, because that's where you're going to really stand out in the marketplace. And the women that are a part of this summit, like Galit and Hannah, as well as Adriana, they're already doing their anthologies that you can now be a part of. And really, I would like to say, align yourself with them, because it's so important for you to align yourself around people who are going to support you beyond the book. Sure, you can go out and self-publish, but what happens when you want to actually lean on someone for additional support and accountability, and or you get stuck? So it's so important to have that community that you're a part of, that you can bounce ideas off of and actually scale beyond six figures, if that's your goal, at the same time as well. So I know my time, Hannah, I know my time is kind of limited here, but if there are any questions that any of you have, I'm happy to answer them. I tried to condense it as much as possible, so that I can get as much information to you as well when it comes to creating that successful book and becoming an author at the same time as well. And so, Hannah, I'm going to turn it back over to you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Charlotte, for sharing what you're so inspired by. So I do have a question, and I wanted to ask it because I think a lot of women need to understand what exactly it is that you are saying. And basically, you're telling us that, number one, everyone has a story.
Yes.
Everyone has a story that can be shared and can inspire someone else. You also are teaching us and telling us that you can become a best-selling author. You can have your own book. You can build your brand. And in doing so, aligning with the right person, such as yourself, and allowing your team to help develop our stories, our anthologies, our books, everything that you have so finely done for us, you can do for other women. And we are personally a client of yours, and we have an awesome relationship with you and your team. And I think women who are really truly interested in becoming a writer, becoming a public speaker, really wanting to share their voice, really wanting to brand themselves, they really need to get in touch with you. I almost think you were too modest in sharing who you are and what you do. And I just want women to understand that you are the real deal, and that you have the talent and the capabilities of doing things. And we know this because we've personally been on that journey with you. And like someone is saying right now, everyone has a story. I have a story. I want to write a book. And so if that's you, ladies, you need to get in touch with Charlotte, because Charlotte is going to be the one to take you to the top with that. Charlotte she's so humble. It's amazing. Because honestly, Charlotte is extraordinary in her talents, and her team is extraordinary. And I wish that we did have more time, because like I said, I just feel you're being so overly modest today. So for those of you who have watched her talk and speak, I encourage you to check her out on Instagram, Facebook, go to her website. All that information has been provided to every person watching and listening to this summit. And I highly encourage you to really do your research on Charlotte and get involved with her. And also, Charlotte, can you tell us a little bit about your Wealthy Women Inner Circle?
Yes. Oh, thank you for that, Hannah. The Wealthy Women Inner Circle is all about helping women to create a successful and profitable business doing what they love, no matter what industry you're in. We're just all about supporting each other. We, of course, have our Wealthy Women Growth Con events. Before the pandemic, of course, we were doing a lot of our Wealthy Women entrepreneurs meetups. Those will be resuming, and we will have, of course, masterminds that we will pick back up on. And so it's just a great community of women that are all about supporting each other. And I think in business, that's what it's really all about. Not just being stingy with your knowledge, but also just being able to support each other, whether you're a female entrepreneur or a business owner.
Oh, I love that. Don't be stingy, ladies. Don't be stingy. Let those gifts out and inspire and empower other women. That's what this is about. That's what She Rises is about. When we were selecting the speakers for this, we made sure to pick the best of the best. One of the main factors in the selection of the speakers that we chose was, are they authentic? Are they real? Are they passionate? But most of all, are they willing to give and let other women be a recipient of those gifts? And we do not have one stingy woman in our speakers, in our panel, in our She Rises Studios. Because why? Because collaboration is so important. It's the most important thing. Building each other up, inspiring one another, loving on one another. As you guys are building like your mentorships, your business relationships, a lot of those turn into actual friendships, and they grow, they flourish. And that's what this is about. And when Charlotte's talking to you women about, making your own book, when you're writing about yourself, you're flourishing, you're blooming. I can't tell you how many ways it stretches you, and you really have to dig deep within to be able to share your story or your topic or whatever that gift is. It really kind of gets you in touch with yourself. And Charlotte, you've done that hundreds of times with hundreds of women. So thank you so much for being a part of today. Thank you for sharing your knowledge. And I really hope that so many women take the advice that you've given today and just really, I hope you get a lot more, because I love seeing the books that you put out. I love working with the women, and that's another thing. When Charlotte brings women in, we all get to work with them. She's not keeping it just to herself. So it's like she's sharing, she's not being stingy. So thank you, Charlotte, so much today for being here. Thank you for all you do. We love you. We appreciate you.
Love you too.
And
thank you.
You've been our A1 since day one.
Thank you.
So thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. So ladies, I hope you grasp what she was saying. It's amazing what Charlotte does, and all these women who have come to you today and yesterday. I mean, this is, I've been to a lot of summits virtually and in person, and I have to tell you that this is such an inspiration and so different to me in so many ways. And I was telling some of the speakers today, I love the authenticity and the rawness that they're bringing you today. And we have another amazing speaker. She is going to talk to us today about mastering storytelling to invite conversation, connection, and conversion. Her name is Martine Cadet, and she is a social media content coach and creator for female coaches. She helps her clients convert viewers into paying clients, which so many women want to know how to do that. and learning to never run out of things to say, that you become confident in connecting with your audience by mastering the skill of storytelling on social platforms. And Martine's system helps her clients increase their social media presence for their personal brand on Instagram, Facebook organically. And I love that, because organically meaning we're not paying for ads, correct?
That is correct.
I think that is awesome. So Martine is a mom of two, a wife, a sister that decided to go for her dream and design an online business that excites every single day. Martine is the founder and owner of, am I saying this right? Can you pronounce it for me? I don't want to mess it up.
No, it's fine, Hannah. Catterick Media Boutique.
Okay. It's a digital media agency supporting small business owners brand themselves online and expand their visibility on her TV network, Visualize and Create Network. So Martine, this is the first time that I'm actually going to get to hear you speak. I do follow you. I did my research. I love watching your videos. You have like a really great personality. I think these women are going to love what you have to say. I'm excited to hear you. So rock it, girl. Let's hear what you got to share.
I love it. Thank you so much, Hannah. Ladies, this is such an amazing event. I'm so glad you're tuning in, because that tells me right now that you are a rock star. Yesterday was amazing. Today is even better, right? And so hopefully you are taking notes, you are sharing this event with your friends, and you are spreading the love. And so as Hannah mentioned, I'm all about social media. Yeah, that thing that you're like, oh my gosh, I can't with Instagram and Facebook. Well, good news is, stick with me, so that at the end of my talk, my goal, my commitment is for you to be able to embrace your social media platforms, so that you look at them as the tools to be able to digitize your story. Charlotte just spoke to us about making sure that you know that you have your story, and I absolutely agree with her. I truly believe that we all have a story within us that needs to come out. We have to learn to use our voice. And today I'm going to help you understand why it is important to do so with your social media content and be able to convert as a result of sharing your story through your social platforms. And I'm also not going to leave you hanging, because I'm going to give you a very simple 4-step framework that you'll be able to implement today, tomorrow, this coming week, this month, this year, in order for you to start converting with your content on your social media platforms. And so before I do that, I'm pretty sure you've been in a place where I used to be, where I used to cry myself to sleep, right? I used to toss and turn on the bed, not being able to sleep. And once you close your eyes, when you feel that way, you see this story, right? For me, it was the story of I could actually see myself giving that resignation letter at my 9 to 5. I actually see myself finally getting clients, and we're telling all of these stories, right? And I'm sharing this with you because your story does not have to be all glamorous all the time for you to show up on a Facebook Live. It needs to be that authentic story that you visualize when you were tossing and turning, trying to fall asleep. That is what that story is all about. And so we're going to dive in and talk a little bit as to why it's important. And again, I'm going to share with you a very simple 4-step framework to enable you to do just that on your social media platforms when you create content, right? And so, but before we do that, let me share with you my own story in hopes to put this whole thing into context for you and giving you the space to feel empowered and comfortable and also confident to show up out there on your social media platforms. Because, honey, I know it's a big responsibility that we've taken once we decided to say, yes, I'm ready to show up on Facebook publicly. Listen, I know it feels cringy. I'm a mother of 2. I have a private life, but I'm happy to share with you that sharing your story does not necessarily mean sharing all your personal business matters in order for you to convert. No. We are going to make sure to curate that story. And so for me, I'm a social media content coach. I'm originally from the Caribbean. I'm Haitian. I grew up part of my life in Africa. All that to share with you is that my mother language is French and Creole, not English. And so I'm sharing this with you because you might be bilingual just like me and thinking to yourself, I don't know what to say on social media. I'm not comfortable, right? And so my story is I didn't either. And the one thing we got to remember, ladies, social media content, in order for it to invite conversations and start those conversions, right? It's not just about showing up live on a Facebook post, right? It's not just sharing a picture on Instagram. Your captions are extremely important. Now, mind you, when you go live on Facebook, what you're saying is important. And so make a note that this 4-step framework that I'm about to share with you is something that you'll be able to use for your captions, for going live. I still use it today. I have my clients use it as well, and they love it. And it's going to give you more confidence to share your story. And so why do we want to even bother sharing our stories? Why do we want to be so vulnerable with our content out there and going live and sharing, all of that stuff that's happened to us? Well, here's the thing. This is what I have found. I have found that in order for me to convert clients like yourself to join me and trust me and invest in me so that I can help you, I needed to show up authentically. I needed to share my story, tell you that I'm a mom of 2, tell you that I've been in corporate America for years, a decade plus, traveling all over the world, thinking that was it, that I would yet again write another annual review, right? I want to share those stories, and I'm happy to share with you that is one part of my life and my story, yet I am here today, right? It's important to connect with your audience through your content. It's not about posting and ghosting. We need to create something that is going to have our audience be able to know us, right? Like us and trust us. Let me know if you've ever heard this before, right? Content marketing is about having our audience know us, like us, and trust us. And that happens when we take a step back and we tell our story, right? With confidence. And so that is why I want you to embrace your beautiful story, whether it's whatever it is. Okay. Yeah, you may not have the story as of yet that you are a published author, but you're going to be. And we want to share that story and that journey, right? And so let's talk about that framework to help you out, the one that I've been using. And to be honest with you, it's a foundation in the marketing world. You're probably doing it right now. And if so, I want you to take this talk as a validation that you are well on your way. Now, if you've done it, once I share it with you, yet you're not seeing conversion, this is an opportunity for you to revisit what you've been doing and optimize and adjust, because you're definitely on the right path. Now, if this is your first time hearing it, buckle up, because it's so simple. Listen, I'm all about simplicity. You will know this with me. And I'm all about helping you. That's my commitment, to ensure that you have a social media content marketing for your business that aligns with your personality, aligns with your lifestyle. And it's no longer, but Martine told me to go live, but Hannah said I have to do this, right? I'm here to share the framework, but now it's your time to embrace that. Get excited to use those tools that you have that are social media, right? And be able to use your voice, your face, yourself, because you are amazing right now. And so what is this 4-step framework, you might ask? It's very simple. It's exactly what I just did over the last couple of minutes. And so step 1, what do I want you to do? I want you to start strong with a header, if that's the caption you're writing. When you go live, show up strong and say, today I'm going to empower you to love social media once and for all. So we start with a great hook, right? We start with a great hook. The next 3 steps are very simple. What is it? Remember when you're tossing and turning, not being able to fall asleep, right? Or you're crying yourself to sleep? Right? That story of you envisioning yourself to finally have a team to help you with your business, right? And that story of you crying yourself to sleep because you have again spent another month without bringing any clients, right? That story, remember that one? We're going to talk about it, and we're going to talk about it within the next 2 steps. How are we going to do that? Well, you're going to tell your audience, I feel how you are right now. I was there. I used to cry myself to sleep, thinking, where am I going to get my next client? I used to cry myself to sleep, exhausted of showing up on social media, yet not getting any traction. I feel you. In fact, step 3, I felt it too. You have to look at the emotions of how you were feeling back then. Were you stressed? Were you anxious? Whatever the situation was, what is that story? How did you feel? Right? You want to connect with your audience and say, yes, I felt it too. That stress, that overwhelm, I felt it too. And here's the magic, right? Here's the magic in step 4. You say, this is what I found. I finally found the solution. Hence your expertise. Hence me telling you right now, I finally found the solution to be able to maintain a consistent, branded, impactful social media marketing for my brand. And I get the opportunity to support as many women as I possibly can with just that. This is what I found. And at the end, you definitely either add another step to make it a step 5, but put it in that ending to give that call to action and say, would you like to know about this workbook, this challenge that I'm doing, and so on and so forth. You follow? And so it's a very simple framework. But what we did here, we connected with our audience's emotion. We've told our audience that we know exactly where they are because we were there too. We shared with our audience what it looked like prior to being who we are today. Or in fact, if you are part of that journey right now and that's your story, you just started, I don't want you to wait for your success story. Your success story is right now. Your journey of starting. In fact, that's what happened to me. For a very long time, I did not want to share my story because I felt that I did not have the success story that we see on social media. You know, the one that says, I hit 20K months. I was able to leave my day job. I did this. I did that. I did not have that. But I realized that I had a story. I had the story that I'm no longer going to look at my corporate America life as the end of it all. I have more to give and I'm showing up. Here are the steps that I'm taking. That's a powerful story because you get to inspire somebody. And I hope that today I got the opportunity to do just that with you. And I hope that you took notes when Charlotte spoke about your story. And again, what I came here to tell you is digitize it. Charlotte came and told you to put it in a book. At the end of the day, your voice deserves to be heard. And so I want you to be empowered to look at your Facebook, your Instagram, your YouTube, your Twitter, everywhere you decide to show up with confidence, show up knowing that you are going to help one person, just one person, every single day, and share that voice. Don't be afraid to share those struggles because your client, your customer looking at you right now is exactly where you were. And so dive in with this framework, share your story, and I cannot wait to be able to connect with you and get to know you. Now you know me. Hopefully you'll get to like me over time, right? And trust me. And so definitely use social media as your tool to create content that tells your story, invite conversation so that you can authentically convert organically. That is my promise to you. And so that's what I had for you today. I want to share more, but I have to let you watch the other speakers because there is so much more to happen, Hannah. I love this.
I love it. I wish we had more time. I love the energy. So if you are just tuning in, we just heard from Martine. Martine, that was exceptional. I'm kind of speechless, which doesn't happen often. I just kind of want to recap. So we talked just when I was introducing you, we talked about, building organically our social media. But you went so much deeper in that, in the sense of you talked about, if I understood you correctly, overcoming a language barrier. And a lot of women are shy and reserved because they don't speak the language perfectly, or they may not write it properly. And you're saying, so what? Do it anyway. Learn it as you go. And I love the part when you're saying like the success isn't, and I do see this all the time, and this is great because they are celebrating their growth. But to a person who's just starting out and they're saying, they're watching these women say, I just made $10,000 in one day. And do you want to learn how I do it? Well, of course we all do. But we also want to be truthful in saying that, you got to put in the work. Mm-hmm. And it's not overnight. And your success, the money value does not define your success. Being authentic, being real with people, like what you're saying, basically my take of what you just shared is so it's a pivotal moment. If anybody was listening, you're saying, go on there and be you. Share the truth, share the struggles. When you were saying, how many times have you cried yourself to sleep? Absolutely. I've done it. I can't even count because I'm like, what am I doing wrong? Why isn't this working? And you end up beating yourself, and you're saying, that's the reality. That's the truth. So embrace the struggles, learn from them, and share them. Be that authentic person. And I think that is such a strong message to all women. even the experts, the women that are way up here and the women that are just starting, we really do share, maybe not the same exact struggles, but they're definitely similar in the sense of we all have to start from day one. And I'm so grateful for what you just shared in the little time that you were given. We will definitely have you be a part of our next summit. Definitely want to have you come on the podcast. And thank you so much for taking time out of your Saturday to share your message with us. I'm so grateful.
Thank you so much, Hannah. Same here. Thank you.
Thank you. So sorry about the noise. I think I hit my mic. Apologies. And that's what happens when you're in a pandemic. You get to work from your home office, or we got to make things work during this pandemic time, and we do the best that we can. So right now we are going to give away a raffle. The first prize that we're going to give away today is a WordPress website from the one and only Adriana Luna Carlos, the co-creator and co-founder of She Rises Studios. Adriana is an amazing graphic artist. I can't even say enough about her. She's so awesome, such a beautiful person. She creates things that I could never do myself, and I learn from her on a daily. So she is going to give away a website valued at $750. That includes a domain name, hosting for a year, professional email, an SSL certificate, which we all know is super important when you have a website. She's giving you unlimited revisions until final approval of the website, 4 custom pages, optimization, all that. I mean, what an amazing gift to give someone today. And the winner of that gift is Monique Sawyer. Monique Sawyer, I hope you're watching. I think you are. Congratulations. You can definitely check out Adriana's work all over. You can check out sherises.com. You can check out, she's done so many websites for our clients and people all over the world. So thank you to Adriana for giving that prize. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. And congratulations to Monique Sawyer. Our second raffle is from Miss Lisa Chastain, who we heard from earlier. Miss Lisa is another phenomenal woman I can't say enough about. She is giving away a personally signed book by her, an online Get It Together course, access to Raise Your Worth 5-day challenge. I would be so interested to be a part of that as well. 1 ticket to the 90-day Get It Together program. You get a 45-minute money personality assessment. That's awesome. And $500 off Spark Women's Retreat in Zion at Lisa's private house. Now, I personally know that the Sparks Women's Retreat in Zion is going to be phenomenal. I've been watching all the things that they're doing for these women, and that right there is a huge, huge offer. Thank you so much for that, Lisa. Our winner for that is Brooke White. Congratulations, Brooke White. That's a phenomenal gift. Congratulations to Monique Sawyer and to Brooke White. Ladies, please make sure that you redeem your prizes within 24 hours. You can email us. We will definitely be in touch with you, but just make sure that you are accepting of these gifts because they're amazing. So we're going to move along, and we are going to introduce our next woman speaker for the summit. Her name is Alyson MacLeod. Alyson is a transformational results coach. Hi, Alyson. Good morning or afternoon. Are we afternoon time or are we morning time with you?
It's
I know you're in
2:37
Canada.
Eastern here.
Well, good afternoon.
Thank you.
So Alyson is a best-selling author, speaker, serial entrepreneur, podcast guest, transformational results coach, certified in health, life, and business coaching, as well as personal training. She is completing her degree in community economics, social development, but her greatest accomplishment to date is being the mother of 2 beautiful souls. That's amazing, Alyson. Alyson coaches executive and high-achieving entrepreneurial women who have lost their drive to succeed And sometimes that does happen. She helps them find happiness, passion, and confidence again to live the life of their dreams by refocusing, gaining clarity, and learning to live in their full soul expression. Oh, I love that. I love that. She is in the midst of creating a podcast, magazine, and TV show called Soul Expression Sessions through the Soul Elevation Studios, which will be hosted on Wealthy Women's Entrepreneurial Network. Wow, you are a busy, busy person. Congratulations. I can't wait to see it, hear it, watch it, read it, listen. I'm so excited to have you here today. Thank you so much for being here and taking time out of your Saturday and the time zone crazy difference and all that. I'm so happy to have you here.
Well, thank you so much, Hannah and Adriana, for allowing me to come here. I'm so honored to be with all these amazing women. I am learning so much as I go as well, and I love all of you so very much. Today, I am here to talk about something that people don't really want to talk about, but know it's there. And I'm here to talk about fear. Because all these amazing women over these 2 days are talking about what you can do, resources you can have, and things you can implement and apply in your business and life. But if there's a fear element there, you're going to walk away saying, yes, it was amazing, but you're not going to apply it. So I'm going to take you through the 5 core areas of fear. So you will be able to be empowered to then take action. And at the end, we will also do a meditation that you'll be able to do either over minutes or in seconds to be able to ground yourself, to be able to move past fear. And the first element of fear we're going to talk about is extinction. And as much as it sounded really funny when I read that word the first time, it is all about when we talk to ourselves about, oh my gosh, I can't go out on stage, I'll die, right? If I do that, I'll die. If this happens, I'll die. Well, you're not going to die. We don't have lions chasing most of us anyway. And that type of fear, as much as it is real, it isn't evidential, which means we're looking at a future something that's going to happen, and we stop ourselves from stepping into the power, into our voice, and into our ability to move forward because we have conjured up in our mind what might happen. So, you know, like they said with mindset, when Galette spoke, or when Hannah said, you can be unstoppable. You can step into a power that allows you to then move forward to be the person you need to be. And when you're looking at that, we're framing it too as imposter syndrome, right? Because as you get better, and you will, and as you grow and your personal development increases, there is what we call a gradient. So you go from where you are now, and people say, well, this is, you know, the trajectory of success. It doesn't happen internally, but that is where everything starts. So you have to improve yourself and move up a little, and then improve yourself and move up a level. And in every level, think of a ladder. So every rung you go up on the ladder, you are improving you, and it's going to be uncomfortable. There's going to be times where you're going to say, I can't do that. I still catch myself on occasion saying, I can't do that. I don't want to do that. I'm uncomfortable. I'm going to go do the laundry or clean dishes. And if anyone who knows me, housework is not my jam. So there's things we're going to do to get in the way of us moving forward. And like Hannah said yesterday, it's one foot in front of the other. Even though she's scared, she moved through and moved past the blockages that she had to get to the other side. Because when you focus on the other side and you focus on the positivity and the ability and the growth and who you are in that process, that's going to really be the caveat that's going to open you up and move you more into your power. Because as you are more confident, as you have your power invested in your foundation, fear doesn't have a place. It doesn't have a stronghold. It doesn't live there anymore. So we can move it out. So when you reframe that during your journey, you reframe it to say, I am okay right where I am, and I'm loving my journey. I'm excited about the new things I'm going to learn and absorb. Because here's the thing. Physiologically in your body, if you are scared or if you are excited, it's the same feeling. It's the same thing that manifests in your body. Your body doesn't know it's a different emotion. So take the excitement on instead of the fear, and your body will eventually take that positivity and grow with it as you grow. The second is loss of autonomy. And this was one of the one that I hated the most, because it's imprisonment, smothering, entrapment. It's being restricted and overwhelmed. And I didn't want to get into a business that was going to not allow me to be in my genius. Because I was taught that you do everything. When I had my 2 gyms for 7 years, I did everything. I did the personal training. I did the contracts. I did, all the administrative. I did the payroll. There were so many things that took me out of my genius zone that I was really unhappy. So it is setting it up to understand in business that when you put those systems in place, you stay in your genius zone, and I hire up and I hire the people that know what they're doing in their genius to do my payroll and my accounting and my bookkeeping, because I don't want to. So now I can reframe that and say, nothing is going to entrap me. My journey is amazing, and I'm living in my genius zone, and I'm allowing others to live in their genius zone as well, to do the things that I don't want to do, or I don't have the wherewithal to be able to do, or the genius. So that is for them. The third is safety and security. And for a lot of people, when you tell them you're going to go out in business, you're going to step out on your own, you're going to do something amazing, that's where their safety and security steps in and goes, oh my gosh, could you just get a real job? You're a single mom. I heard that many times, right? Could you just, get a job, go 9 to 5. If you have to work shift work, I'll babysit. But here's the thing. If you are doing things and listening to other people, then you think your safety net needs to be there. But I want you to start thinking of where you thrive, because again, with your confidence, when you're secure and moving forward, when you can help dissipate some of this fear, you can reach out to the people who you need to reach out to, and we can be your security for you. We're the ones who are going to help lift you up until you have the confidence and you have the ability to say, see, I'm a successful business owner, and this is what I do, and I love it. So when you say that to people, they go, oh, okay. And it could be just a flip for them, because they are just so concerned that you are okay that it could stop them, and in turn sometimes stop you. So with that, we're going to frame it. We're going to change it to use our voices more, stand firm, and really get clear on your boundaries. Because sometimes right now you don't have to have those conversations with the people who you know are going to take you out. So step back, come on over here to your tribe, and we'll help lift you up and have those conversations with you until you get to where you need to be. And once you feel comfortable with that, then by all means, your safety and security is in with you. And I have to tell you, when a woman is safe and secure and making her own money, the world is a much better place to be. So the fourth is fear of separation, abandonment, and rejection. And all of us know that there's been a fear of rejection from picking up the phone, for someone saying no. What if they don't like my offer? Because as women, when we work so everything is close to our heart. Everything we own, all our courses, all our meditations, all our everything is a part of who we are. It's not just I go to a job and I leave it and close the door at 5 o'clock on Friday. It is part of who we are. And we have to move past the fact that if someone says no, if you're having a conversation and someone hangs up the phone, 9 times out of 10, it has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with the fact that the person you are talking to has no idea what they need. Their fear sets in, and they don't know what I'm teaching you today. So they go, oh my gosh, I can't do this. I'm scared to death. I don't have the money. Oh my goodness, what do I do? right? So their fear sets in. So when we say in sales and marketing that you need, 5 to 10 touch points sometimes, maybe they're your 8 to 10 touch point person. So send them off with a prayer, send them off with well wishes. Just say, okay, this was one that obviously was not ready, but is ready to hear some things. So allow them to stay in your sphere, and I send them off with love and grace and all the mercy in the world. And that way, every time you have a conversation, you're not absolutely worried about picking up the phone to be rejected. You're talking about picking up the phone and having a conversation with someone who needs to hear what you have to say. They might not hear the whole thing, or they might hear the whole thing. It just may take them time to digest that. So remember that during that relationship, you're starting that bridge to be able to bring them to the other side. So to reframe it, think of an enrollment call instead of a sales call. So in business, you want to enroll people into this amazing tribe of yours because you know that you need to help people, but you also need to understand that you have to do it on their timing. So allow that intention to go out, that you're doing an enrollment call for anyone who wants to enroll. And for those who just aren't ready yet, keep them in the pipeline, please. And the fifth, again, is worthiness and shame. And you've heard several times over the last several hours about declaring who you are, about loving who you are, about being as fearless as you can be. But a lot of times when shame kicks in, when fear kicks in, when you're feeling unworthy, then it's all about, well, I don't know, should I, shouldn't I? We start playing that little hamster wheel in our head to tell us all the things that we can't be and who we shouldn't be. And why do you deserve that? And what makes you think ... I'm here to tell you that you are amazing right where you are. You have to stand up, use your voice, because when you're living in your destiny, when you're living in what you were put on this planet to do, you are fearless. You are unstoppable. You are that person who is calling Charlotte and writing a book, right? You're calling Martine saying, okay, I need to get my voice out there. What do I do? What do I say? You're calling Galette going, okay, I need to make sure that my mindset is so rock solid going into the next phase of this. What do I need to do? You're willing to step out and you're willing to grab onto all the resources you need. And one of the biggest ones is very simple. It's every morning, starting with I am statements. And it is so easy to get into a little bit of routine. It doesn't have to be a lot. Say, I am worthy. I am love. I am amazing, and I am going to help as many women as possible today. It's very simple, but it has such a huge impact. And if you do it a couple of times a day, it resonates within your body. And when we talk money, when someone says, I want to be a millionaire, that's great. But if you're not making a six-figure income, how do you see yourself getting from $50,000 a year to $1 million? Sometimes it doesn't resonate in the brain and you keep telling yourself, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. Yeah, you'll never get there. What were you thinking? But here's the thing. If you change it to, I am committed to being a millionaire, then you're going to do all the things, all of the activities, all of those sales calls, because you are committed to get to the six figures that will get you to the multiple six figures that will get you to $1 million. So it's a little trick of the gradient scale and up the ladder, but it allows you to sit in that, not feel like an imposter, and absolutely understand that you are worthy of more than millions. And everyone here would like to help you get there. So remember your I am statements every morning. Remember that you can give more to get more. And now we're going to take you through a little meditation. And I love this grounding meditation because it really helps to stop you from really being upset with things It helps you stop and maybe take those, 24 hours to think about something that triggered you or upset you. And it also helps to eliminate some of the fear if you are, stepping out to be on a summit, if you're stepping out to be in one of the mastermind groups, if you're stepping out to do some public speaking, it helps you get through that as well. So for anyone who is sitting, then please have a seat with your feet on the ground and comfortable enough to close your eyes. If you're driving, certainly listen to this when you're in a more comfortable space. And I want you to sit back and close your eyes. We're going to take 3 deep breaths and then move on. We're going to breathe in and out. And in and out. One more time, in and out. Thank you for joining us here today. I want you to know that you are loved, that you are honored, that you are cherished. You are a unique, amazing, and wonderful individual. What you bring to this earth, what you bring to those around you, your clients, your family, your kids, this tribe, it is a light, it is a beacon, it is to be seen and shone around the world. So I want you to picture right now a red crystal at the base of your root chakra. This bright red crystal light is now going to shoot down into the earth, down, down, down into Mother Gaia, Mother Earth, and attach to a beautiful dark brown crystal in Mother Earth. The lights shine together and they come back up through your root chakra to your heart. And now from the top of your head, your crown chakra, a beautiful white light is going up into the heavens. It's going up, up, up. It is going to attach to your star. It is now attached. Whatever color that crystal is unique to you. And it attaches with a bright white light from your crown chakra and comes back down from your star in the heavens, down through your crown, and it attaches with your root chakra light at your heart. And now, in a clockwise position, the energy of these bright lights surround your heart. They surround who you are and what you are. They provide love and acceptance and compassion and understanding for yourself first. You cannot give if you are not filled with it first, filled with compassion, filled with love, knowing that what you have to do, be, and give is exceptional. And with this light around your heart, you choose to be happy, and so it is. You choose to be loved, and so you are. You choose to be healthy, and so it is. You choose to be strong and powerful, and so you are. You choose peace and compassion, and so it is. You choose to be part of this tribe and to reach out when you need help, and so it is. You choose you, to be loved, to be honored, to be cherished. And so it is. Remember that through each magical conversation you will have every day with amazing clients and friends, no matter where they are on their journey, you are the catalyst. You are there to help begin the awareness and the catalyst for change. It is all about your clients, their remarkable strength and tenacity to succeed, where we fill the gap with our love, compassion, understanding, experiences, and knowledge. You are here to inspire, to help others motivate themselves to move forward and take actions that they need to live the life of their dreams. You're here to ask questions, listen wonderfully, and to love fully. I want you to sit in the love for a few seconds. And I want you to know that you can use this when you need energy or when you need calming. Whatever it is you need, you can ground yourself to Mother Earth. So you are grounded heaven and earth any day, every day. Now we'll start wiggling our feet, our toes, and our hands, and come back to this wonderful space, this wonderful tribe of learning, loving, accepting, and giving. I hope you have learned something today about fear that you can recognize to be able to stop it in its tracks or to reframe it so it serves you better. And I hope this meditation was great to be able to start you on your journey of a guided meditation of something that you can do when you want to do it and when you need it. And again, if you need anything, this tribe is amazing. And the more women I meet, the more I am so excited to be part of such an amazing crew. Thank you, ladies. I am so honored.
Thank you. Thank you, Alyson. I think we all are like in between being relaxed and inspired.
Good.
I feel like I want to go and rest. The meditation was so calming. So I think, I listened to you and when you were speaking, you're talking about fear, and it's something that we all experience in life at one point or another. Some of us live in it. And I can personally tell you, since my diagnosis, that's been a major thing for me is fear, because the diagnosis isn't something that I can control. And so I've had to learn to change my mindset and really change the fear part. And it's never ending. It's a transition that we go through. But I really loved when you said, move into your power, build your foundation, and fear will no longer have a place. That is profound. And it really just, I don't even know another way to say it other than it's profound. And if anybody heard anything today, fear no longer has a place. That is something that will stay with me forever. I loved when you said, be in your genius zone, because we all have one. And I think sometimes it takes another amazing woman in her genius zone to point it out that we all have one. And you did that. You said, stand firm, get clear on your boundaries, setting up boundaries, not letting those people who hurt you be able to even cross over that boundary is so huge. And I think that we all need to set boundaries. And you said, you mentioned cutting off some of the toxic people with love and grace. In other words, you're saying, let them go, wish them well. Don't focus on that. And for me, that's been a personal part of my journey, is having to learn how to let things go. People who've hurt me so deeply, and it stays rooted, and it comes out in other ways. It comes out in anger. It comes out in stress. And I think what you shared with us is something so intimate and so personal. And I really hope that other women will get the takeaway that I did today, because you truly touched my heart. You actually had me tearing up over here. So it's a good thing I had the glasses on. I loved when you said, give more to get more, because that's what this is all about. That's what life is about. We're here not to be takers. We're here to give. No, we don't want to be taken advantage of, but we are here to give. And you just gave away so many profound nuggets to the world. And I'm so thankful for you. And you're so calming and easy to listen to. Like your voice just made, I really want to go get my pillow and just listen to the rest of the summit. So I'm so honored and so grateful that you shared with us today. I loved listening to you. I loved your guided meditation. Another person said, ditto, I'm in tears here. So, I mean, and they're good tears. It's a cleansing. I just had a mini cleansing. So thank you. Thank you so much for being here, Alyson. Thank you for taking time out of your Saturday to join us and be part of She Rises. Adria, like so many people are saying, you're a calming angel. That's amazing. So thank you so much for being with us. I'm so grateful.
Thank you so much for having me.
Word. Thank you. Wow. That was really awesome. I kind of had to regather myself. So we have our another phenomenal woman. You know, I think we have the best of the best at She Rises. I really do. And with us today, her name is Nell Jones. She is Essential Hero honoree, philanthropist, social entrepreneur, and a mommy influencer. And I love that. I love mommy influencers because they're muscle, they're strong, they multitask, and it's awesome. Nell has created a safe haven for single mothers to find refuge, empowerment, and community through her 501c3 award-winning nonprofit, the Alignment Chapter. It's based in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and the organization's mission is to help provide economical and emotional relief resources for low-income single mothers and their children. Nell and the Alignment Chapter have served thousands of single mothers throughout the country during the pandemic, which I think that's awesome, Nell. I'm so excited to have you here today. Nell, I think you might, you're unmuted now. Okay, good. I'm like, I keep seeing the mute button. Thank you so much for being here today. We're truly honored to have you. It's so crazy how alignment and the universe works and how you came to be a part of what's happening today. I'm really excited to hear you speak and share. I've been following you on social media, and I just love seeing what you're doing with these single mothers. I was a single mother, and I worked many jobs just to get by. Yes. There were days and times when I thought, I have no idea how I'm going to get through tomorrow. And I think what you're doing is such a huge blessing to so many women. And I'm honored that you chose to be a part of this summit today. So I can't wait to hear what you're going to share with all these women and with me. I'm looking forward to it.
Okay. Thank you so much for having me, Hannah. I really appreciate it. And listening to all of you ladies was just breathtaking. And the women empowerment that's going on right now during this summit, ladies, it's contagious. If you haven't caught it yet, if you don't feel it yet, I need you to open your ears and really listen and open your hearts and your minds. The speakers have been phenomenal. And I am so excited that I have been invited to the She Rises Empowerment Summit. This is amazing. And I want to take you down my little trip down memory lane on how I started my 501c3 nonprofit in the midst of the crazy pandemic. Everybody knows about COVID. Everybody knows how our lives changed. Everyone knows how we had to go from mommy to work to mommy at home, our kids virtual learning, everything shut down. I just want to give you all some encouragement today. I want to walk you through the nonprofit world and also tell you how to start a nonprofit, how to navigate through a nonprofit, and how to align your passion with your purpose. Now, I started the alignment chapter back in 2019. And the reason why I started the alignment chapter is because I was a single mother. Okay. I became a single mother at the age of 19. I was born into poverty. I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and I was born in one of the poorest communities in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, called Homewood Brushton. Being brought up in poverty, a lot of women are not taught about how to fix your credit, how to budget, how to save money, how to do any of those things that you're supposed to be educated on. So when you go out into the real world, you know how to make it, right? You're just taught a lot of the times. How many ladies have been told this? You can comment in the chat. You can give a heart or a thumbs up if you're watching on Facebook. How many ladies have heard from their family growing up, just get to college, girl, and you'll make it. Go to college, girl, and you will make it, make it, make it. You will be whatever it is that you want to be, right? How many women have heard that? Comment in the chat or comment down below. How many of you all say, I have heard that? We were taught and groomed as women that if we make it to college, then we will have the life of our dreams, right? So when I became a single mom at 19, I was too a freshman in college, and I was a full-time freshman in college, but I also was becoming a new mommy, right? I didn't have no one to depend on. I was born into poverty. My mother had her own issues. My family had their own issues. And you know how we never want to be a burden. I don't know how many moms have gone through this, but you know how you want to call someone on a phone and ask for help, but your heart is pounding, your hand is shaking, your heart's throbbing, and you're in tears just asking, can I have a babysitter? Can I borrow $10? Can I borrow some money just to make it to work for the week? Can I? And that feeling of shame and embarrassment is what overtook me as being a single mom. I thought I was just another statistic. I was never going to make it. I was going to be a single mom forever. I wasn't going to finish college. But I said, you know what? I have a secret mission inside of me to make it. I had a secret mission, you all. Comment below, I have a mission. Even if you have a mission right now, I had a secret mission that I was going to beat the odds, right? I was going to beat the odds. I was going to graduate from college, and I was going to make it to where I wanted to be. And while I was in school, I was going through a silent struggle. You know, I remember waking up at 5 a.m. every morning. To make it to the bus stop, I would have my baby in my sling. I don't know how many of you all had those harnesses. I had my baby in a sling, and it was the blistering cold. And in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, we have blistering winters. And I remember going to the bus stop just to make it to the bus at 6, to drop her off to the sitter by 7, to catch the bus again and make it to town by 8. Because my class started at 8 a.m. I will go to school from 8 a.m. all the way till 1 p.m. I worked as a housekeeper at a local hospital. So I remember I was mopping floors and cleaning from 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. I would then leave work, go to the bus stop by midnight, get on that bus. I won't see my child again until 12:30 a.m. I did that 5 days out of the week. I only had that personal connection time with my child during the weekend. You all, a lot of mothers are experiencing trying to make it while making ends meet. And what that comes with is a cycle of us missing time with our children, of us missing those very vulnerable moments of my baby taking her first steps, of my baby saying hi, of my baby smiling. I was not able to be there for her like I wanted to be because I was trying to make it while also trying to be successful. So in the meantime, I still kept doing it. I kept going. Don't we always keep going? Don't we always just go, even though it looks bad? Because who are our children going to depend on but us? I have this new baby. I have this shut-off notice. I don't get paid till Friday. But I know I'm going to pray that they don't shut my lights off until Monday. I had a midterm coming Monday, and I remember I would leave one light on just to see if my lights was off when I got off that bus at 1 a.m. They wasn't off Wednesday. They weren't off Thursday. But when I got off that bus, they were off that Friday. I had a midterm on Monday. They weren't going to cut them back on till Monday because they don't do shut-ons during the weekend. So I had to really study with my phone light while holding my baby, and I felt like I was failing. I felt like I failed miserably, like I was failing so bad. How is this going to change? When is this going to change? When is the struggle going to end? When am I going to be financially stable? When can I get myself together? Am I the only woman like this? Are there other people like me? I'm too scared to reach out for help. I'm too scared to ask. What is the world going to think about me? Are they going to talk about me? This is all of the things, moms, that I know you have felt. I know you have felt that pressure, that stomach ache, that feeling in you where you hate to ask someone for something, even if it's for a diaper. So I said, never again. Never again. I started to self-educate myself on finances. I always said I use Google and God. And I remember Googling how to save money. I remember I had a flip phone. Everyone remembers the flip phones. Had a flip phone that said how to save money. And when the first thing popped up was couponing, I said, wow, couponing? How do I do this? When I researched how to coupon, ladies, I don't know if any of you likes to be frugal with your funds, but I started stockpiling diapers, wipes, baby formula, lotion, deodorant, laundry detergent. When I realized I created a huge shopping center in my own home and it was just me and my baby, something in me said, I know there are women like me. I know there are women. I see women at the bus stop every day. So you all know how we take the bags and we go shopping with, and we might hoard them under the sink or hoard them in a drawer. I don't know. Comment below. I'm a bag hoarder. If you take the bags you go shopping with and hoard them under the sink. I remember grabbing those bags, filling those bags up with items, putting my baby in her sling and walking to that bus stop. I remember handing out bags to moms that I saw sitting there, and the looks on their faces and the hugs that I received and the tears. One mom said to me, I'll never forget, thank you so much, because I need diapers for daycare and home. And I was trying to figure out if I was going to buy myself pads or if I was going to buy her some diapers, and you saved my life. It was back then when I was 19 where I got that adrenaline rush to keep helping women. But I never stepped into my purpose. I was a financial aid manager. I was a business manager. I was a housekeeper. I was a debt collector. All these years went past where I just was not fulfilled. Comment below if you did everything that you thought your degree was going to get you in and you was going to be fulfilled, and you still weren't fulfilled financial wise. You still were not happy. You still were waking up saying, I hate this job. I hate this job. I hate it. And that's how I woke up every single day. I hate this job. I hate this job. And you know what, ladies? It wasn't until 2019 when I saw a single mother jump to her death off of the Homestead Grace Bridge while her 4 children watched and screamed and cried because she was mentally defeated from being a single mother. And right then and there, I knew I had Google and God. I was going to start my nonprofit. I started the Alignment Chapter with $0 in faith. $0 in faith. Alyson already talked to you all about how to jump over that fear. I didn't have any fear. I had no fear about what no one thought about me. No fear about if somebody said nonprofit's not a real business. Comment in the chat if you ever had people tell you about your dream and how it wouldn't work for you. You know, I felt in me that I needed to be loud about what I was passionate about. I needed to be loud about that. And I want you all to get a piece of paper, get your notepads out, and take these tips down for what I'm saying to you about how to maintain and run a successful nonprofit through a pandemic. The first thing that I did, and the first thing that I want you all to do, is be loud about what you're passionate about. Be loud about it. Martine already told you about the tips on how to utilize social media. And social media was my number one go-to. Social media is the number one marketing place in the world. I was so loud. I recorded myself dropping boxes off to mothers. I recorded myself offering help. I went on social media and said, I'm willing to help anybody and everybody who needs help. I researched how I create a form online. You have to do those things in order to put your nonprofit in a steady pace. We went from getting 25 requests a day for single mothers who need assistance to over 159 requests a day when the pandemic hit. When I tell you all, I was not prepared, but I was so ready because you know who had me ready? It was my higher power. He already prepared me for this. See, he already gave me the okay a long time ago to keep doing my passion, to keep doing what I love, to keep couponing, to keep stockpiling, to meet up with other fellow couponers who shared the same mission. Be loud about your mission. Make sure you find other women who are aligned with your mission, who are aligned with your purpose. Everything will fall into place. I had mothers jumping from everywhere. Hey, I'm a couponer. I would like to donate. I want to donate my stockpile. With me with no knowledge on how to write grants, I sure still applied. I applied for tons of them. And let me be your encourager to tell you this. You are not going to get grants falling into your lap, even though you are a 501c3 nonprofit. You get people to donate and save the lives of the people who you are trying to help by being transparent about where their funding is going to. Be transparent. Write this down. I have to be transparent about my journey. I have to be transparent. Transparency consists of a lot of things. It consists of you recording yourself, packing boxes, filling orders, going out, talking to the people in the community that you're servicing, showing that every single day on your timeline, on your Instagram story, on your Facebook story, even in your Twitter feed. Get people riled up and excited about the mission that you're fulfilling. When the pandemic hit, I did not get quiet. This is how you manage to run a successful nonprofit. There are people in need, and there are people who want to help people in need. And the third thing is there is someone who is running a nonprofit organization. I had no time to quarantine. I don't even know what it felt like to be quarantined. I'll be personally honest with you. I was out every single day risking my life and showing that I was risking my life. to save the lives of mothers who became victims of shelf clearing. You knew when the pandemic hit, they bought all the water, they bought all the toilet paper, they bought everything. My mindset shifted. Write this down. My mindset shifted when I found out what I love to do. My mindset shifted when I found out what I loved to do. And when I showed these moms out here in need, and I showed myself out here providing the need, the level of donors that stepped up and emailed and donated and said, I would love to be a lifesaver. I would love to participate. The level of celebrities who said, I'm in, tell me what I need to do. I'm in, I want to share your mission. My mom was a single mom. I was raised by one. I might not be one, but I love this mission. It's because of my passion. Write this down. It's because of my passion is why my business is successful today. Your passion and your voice and your transparency outweighs anything negative that might come your way, outweighs any doubt that might hinder your heart. And everything that could have came my way during the pandemic came my way. I lost my entire intermediate family, but I kept moving. I kept moving. I had 0 supporters in my own city, but I kept moving because I had thousands of supporters in other states, and I kept moving. You have to remember that no matter what you're going through during your midst of growing and building your brand, growing and building your image, that you must take advantage of social media and take advantage of help when offered and keep moving. The next thing I want to tell you is how to manage your time. I know all of you are thinking right now, how did you manage your time through this whole pandemic? Tell me how you manage your time. Well, it was quite easy for me. School was shut down. They couldn't figure out how to do virtual learning yet. I had my children at home that was watching me and watching my now fiance pack up boxes and wonder, Mommy, what are you doing? Get your children engaged. So if I wanted to spend time with my children, that was my time with my children. That was my time with my children, teaching them, helping them learn, helping them grasp the concept of giving and helping the community when they're in need. You have to make sure everything that you do is around time management, or you might lose your sanity. Don't forget to be frugal. Now, I know all of you all want to start nonprofits and you're wondering, well, right now, how do I pay myself? How can I pay myself? You do not worry about anything financial until your nonprofit is on its feet. You can't start anything from the grassroots if you're cutting it when it's first sprouts. You must make sure you are frugal with your nonprofit donations. That means get as much in-kind donations as you need, track every step ahead, invest in things that are going to help your nonprofit run smoothly, and also learn how to budget, and save your time. I want to tell all of you ladies right now, it has been a long 2020. I know all of you are just now starting your businesses, or you've been flourishing in business, or you might be stuck. But everyone who came on today and spoke to you all gave you all some great nuggets. And I'm ending this by telling you, you must be willing to risk your life and make sacrifices to reap the benefits of being happy about what you're doing, about being aligned with what you love to do. We can wake up every single day and do a job, but we also can wake up every single day and be happy about what it is that we do. If you're not following us on social media, make sure you follow us at the Alignment Chapters. That's with 2 L's, because that means all women aligned, okay? Even if you're not a single mom, That means all women align. Make sure you follow us on the alignment chapter. We are very transparent. You know how people say, I want to donate, but I don't know where my money's going. We are so transparent about every dollar that we get in. And I'm super excited to say that we helped 7,632 mothers through the year of 2020. And we did all that with 0 grants, but with life-saving donors who believed in our mission. In order to run a successful nonprofit, you must be willing to be transparent, be loud, stay consistent, and utilize your gift to share. Someone's going to see you. Someone's going to love you. And someone's going to take the buy-in in what you're doing. So I encourage all of you single moms today, if you needed a pick-me-up, the time is now. You can do whatever it is that you want to do. You can do anything you put your mind to. Just make sure you stay aligned with your purpose. I thank everybody so much for coming on and listening to me talk about my journey. And I thank Hannah for introducing me and all the other ladies that's been on here. Everything's been so amazing. That meditation got me so prepared.
I know. I didn't know if I should just, like if there was an autopilot here, I think I would have pushed it and just kind of signed out because I got so relaxed. She was awesome. Raynell, thank you so much. I don't even know where to start. I think that Adriana, who nobody has been able to see because she's been running the tech side and the tech team.
Yes.
We opened two businesses in the midst of pandemic. The first one being the Brave and Beautiful Blood Cancer Foundation. And when you're saying being transparent, when you're saying being authentic, when you're saying aligning with others, we know firsthand that number one, running a nonprofit is a full-time 10 jobs. It's not even just, no one person can do it alone. And you have proven that it can be done for sure. But you've also shown the behind the scenes of what that looks like, and your purpose and passion, and how you spoke about all women align. That is such a profound statement too. Helping 7,632 mothers. I mean, that is self-sacrifice. You were on the front lines. That's what we call a frontliner. And when the pandemic hit, our foundation is to help blood cancer patients. And most people know my diagnosis, so we don't need to get into that. But that's where my passion and purpose came in. And I wanted to change. I knew I couldn't change the diagnosis, but I knew I could maybe help others who were experiencing what I was experiencing. And that's what you did. You did the same thing. You reached out. You were that single mom. You spoke about coming from poverty. And when you were saying the part about I hate my job, most people don't know this. I worked at IHOP. with babies, and I had to bring my kids into the store with me and have them roll silverware. My kids can tell you they can roll silverware while I was waitressing to make ends meet because I was that single mom. And when you were talking about that, I was like, oh my gosh, that was me wondering how was I going to make it day to day. I guarantee you, with as many people who have tuned in today and are listening to what you said, there's many that identified. I saw the comments just coming through, flying through. And a lot of people won't tell that side of their journey. And I appreciate your honesty. I appreciate the transparency. And I loved Google and God. That was like, I think everybody was like, okay, Google and God, got it. Just that's awesome what you're doing. When you talked about shelf clearing, we were hit with a pandemic. Immune compromised patients could not go to the grocery store. And we had to reach out to our community and say, hey, you know what? These people can't go in there. We need your help. You guys are the frontliners. We need you to go in and take one for the team and bring back the goods. And we were doing doorstep deliveries where no contact. We would say, okay, your stuff's there, we got to go, because we couldn't risk them or ourselves, so to speak. But I love that you talked about time management. So important. So important. You mentioned, I wanted to know if you could clarify when you said there are others in nonprofits. What did you mean by that? You had mentioned that earlier.
The others in nonprofit, that means that there are other nonprofit organizations.
Mm-hmm.
So many people don't understand what it takes to run a nonprofit. And there are others in nonprofit who just are starting and feel like, I don't know where to start. I can't get a grant, so I can't start. When nonprofit, you really have to be passionate about it. And your passion outweighs any dollar, because when people see how passionate you are, they're automatically going to align with you and with your mission. And they're automatically going to want to give in whatever way they can. If that's even with their time and volunteering, if that's even with a $10 donation, one share, or even donating in kind. There are so many nonprofits who are stuck because they feel like, I don't have a grant to start. When all in reality, ladies, you don't just need a grant. All you need is your passion.
Oh, I love that. So we when we first started too, we were like, okay, we need grants. Well, nobody wants to give grants to a new nonprofit. They want your first 2-year financials.
Mm-hmm.
And we're like, but we're doing something good. Why don't you just want to help? That's where we had to say, okay, we have to be stronger than the no's we're getting and just keep going forward. I think what you spoke about today, Renelle, is so profound on so many levels, because there are so many women who are single mothers. There are so many women, those same single mothered women still have that passion to want to help more people. Mm-hmm. They're themselves are in need of help, but they still have that heart and they want to go out and help others. And I think you might have just started a nonprofit wave. We'll see. You never know. But thank you so much for being with us today. Please, ladies, follow Raynell Jones. She is on fire. Watch everything that she does. This is a great takeaway. Thank you so much for being here today with us.
Thank you, Hannah.
Thank you. Wow. So I think, when we discussed about bringing the summit to you, we didn't just want it to be about business owners. We really wanted to give you a well-rounded, topics, from business owners to what Raynell just spoke about, being a single mother, to what Alyson spoke about, being, getting rid of fear. This summit was for all women. Every single woman out there, not just the business owners. And I really feel like we have connected, and seeing the comments coming in and seeing all the feedback that we've gotten, I really feel like we accomplished our goal. And I'm so excited who we chose to be a part of this summit. It's such a heart-warming feeling to see all these women interacting and speaking and emailing and texting and all this, because that tells me that we did the right thing in choosing the topics we chose and bringing the women on board that we did. We brought you the best of the best and experts and all topics. And we have one last speaker today who I absolutely love. She is a force to be reckoned with. And her name is Dawna Gonzalez. Dawna is a self-defense empowerment coach. And she's absolutely gorgeous, number one. She is on I stalk her, literally. I feel like I stalk her. I try to watch everything that she teaches and shares. I believe you're in San Diego. And so I always tell her, God, I wish I could just go down there and spend time with her and just learn, because what she teaches is incredible. And she has over 20 years of martial arts experience, combat sports training, with self-development and mindset tools, which is super important, because it's not just the physical, it's the mind too. And I love that she touches on that so much. She is a 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu black belt. So in other words, don't mess with her. Coach, co-founder of 10th Planet Women's Self-Defense. Before COVID, she traveled throughout North America teaching women the art of jiu-jitsu for self-defense. And in 2020, she established Phoenix Coaching, which I love for so many reasons, and mindset program for women to reclaim, reinvent, and own their power in any situation, mental or physical. But I love the fact that she always says, find your inner badass. And every single one of us has it. And she's going to teach you how to find that today. So welcome, Dawna. I'm so happy. Air hugs to you. Air hugs.
Hi, everybody. I am so stoked to be here right now. Wow. I don't know how I'm going to follow you, but I'm going to try my best. And ladies, I'm so excited to be here. This weekend has just been like a powerhouse of feeling the love and inspiration and uplifting of all these women. So I am so excited to be closing this out. You guys, I want everybody, wherever you are, to stand up. That's right. Get up out of your seat. I want you to stand up. I want you to feel your body. And I want you to give me 3 big, giant, deep breaths while we're squatting. You gonna do it with me? All right, stand up. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Big, deep breath. And breathe. So, hi, I am Dawna Gonzalez. I am a women's jiu-jitsu, well, I'm a jiu-jitsu coach for everybody, but I'm also a women's self-defense coach. And if you don't know what jiu-jitsu is, it is the sport of breaking people's bones and choking them out. So if you ever watch MMA or UFC, when they go down to the ground and they're trying to break each other's bones and choke each other out, that is the sport that I specialize in. I teach athletes, I work with fighters, but I also work with women in self-defense, and I am a life coach, but I like to call myself an empowerment coach because I am all about helping women find and own their badass. It is my mission in life, and I teach in-person self-defense classes, but Adriana and Hannah, I have some good news for you because you keep telling me you want to coach with me. In a couple weeks, I'm going to be able to Zoom in to my women's self-defense class. I'm saying this now because I'm afraid I'm going to forget it at the end. Oh, I forgot to set my timer. 1 second. All right, I talk fast, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to try and get everything in. So in a couple weeks, if you want to join my self-defense classes via Zoom, wherever you are in the country, go to my website, DawnaGonzalez.com. You'll be able to sign up for it and Zoom in when I'm teaching. And I would love to have you all there. So today we're talking about tools and rules of being a badass. And we just followed one of the first ones. It is getting up and feeling your body and moving. I want you guys to get up and move every single day, no matter what it is. And I know that some days we're going to be able to move a little bit quicker and faster than others. And some days, we're going to be it's fight day. We're going to be able to get up and go. But every day, get up and move and appreciate your body for what it is and feel it. We're going to touch that in a second. So we're going to talk about 10 rules of being a badass. Number 1, I've got some good news and some bad news. You are not for everybody. And that is amazing news to know. So I'm not for everybody. Some of you are not going to connect with me today. I use curse words. I'm pretty casual. I'm not flowery, and that's not for everybody. But I might not be somebody's cup of tea, but girl, I am somebody's shot of tequila, and you are too. So here is the great thing. When you find out that you are not somebody's cup of tea, then you need to know your place. And here's what I mean by that. If this is not my spot where I am appreciated and loved and where I can make an impact, then I am going to go spend all my time and energy in another place where I am loved and appreciated and wanted. So I know my place. My place is where I want to be and where people want me. And when I find out that this is not my place with love and appreciation, I'm gonna go to my spot. Because I don't need to be in the place that's not mine, and neither do you. So the number 1 rule of being a badass is know your place, know your people, know your tribe, and put yourself there because that's where you want to be. Cool? Great. Number 2 is what I said earlier. We're going to connect with our body. I work with women who have been trafficked, and man, it is hardcore. And something that I've learned through the years of working with women, not just the trafficked women, but everybody else, is sometimes women don't appreciate our bodies in a non-sexual way, because when we need to connect with our partners and with society, sometimes it's all about like who we are, right? And really, the sport of jiu-jitsu has taught me that we are these amazing, powerful machines. And women just need to connect with our body, like feel it. How often do you like literally just feel your body in a non-sexual way? Like This is an amazing machine. And I want you guys to learn to appreciate your machine and really just love it in every way that you need to. Be appreciative of how strong you are. Are your legs your strong suit? Can you squat? Can you lift stuff when you need to? Can you move it? Can you move your children and pick them around and do everything? That is an amazing tool that you have. And I want you to appreciate that. I also want you to forgive the things that you need to, whatever it is. Girl, none of us are perfect. So forgive those things that are not perfect about you. And, you know, it's all good. Now I'm going to say something that will not be popular with some people, but I will stand by it. And like I said, I'm not for everybody and neither is my philosophy. So if this doesn't work for you, that's all good. If there is something about yourself that is possible to change and it's your thing and it just drives you crazy and you look in the mirror and you're like, I hate this thing and I can't change it about myself, but there's a way for you to change it, just go do it. I'm going to tell you a not secret. I got liposuction. I've been working out since I was 16 years old. My first job was in a gym. Most of my jobs have been in gym. I've been in fitness my entire life. I work my ass off. I eat healthy. I'm married to a personal trainer. Girls, I know about fitness. And I still had this little pancita right here in my stomach. And every time I looked at myself in the mirror, I hated it and I hated myself. So I went and got liposuction. And I'm not going to lie. It's the best thing I've ever done for myself. I love it. I'm happy with it. I wish I would have done it a couple years earlier. I get Botox right here. I get Botox right there. I love it. If it's for you and if it's something that you can fix and it's within your power, that's cool. And if not, then forgive it. You have to be able to move past stuff. And that is the next thing that we're going to talk about. Letting shit go. So here's the thing. Everybody's like, oh, that sounds very easy to do. But how do I do it when I'm in the midst of, shit? When everything's bad, when the world sucks, and when I feel like a failure. So here's a tool that you can use when things aren't perfect and you're not able to find that positivity. I want you to have a pity party. You heard me. I want you to have a pity party. I want you to set an alarm for 5 minutes. And then I want you to go hard. I want you to feel all the things that you're going to feel. I want you to feel what a horrible fail you are and how everything in life sucks and how just everything is amazingly awful. And I promise you, by the end of that 5 minutes, you will be so sick of yourself and your complaining and this pity party that you're having that you will be ready to get up and kick some ass. Trust me. But you have to go hard. You cannot half-ass this pity party. You have to go hard. So 5 minutes, and I promise you, you will be so sick of yourself. It's time to get up and go. Right? Great. Okay. Next. I advocate for this. This is my thing. If you take any classes with me, you will know this. We do the hard stuff first. You want to feel like a badass? Get up and do the thing that is whatever the blockage is. Are you afraid of it? Are you afraid of making the phone call? Do you not want to pay the bill? Do you not want to have that conversation? Do you not want to work out? Get up and do the hard stuff first, and you will be amazed at how productive and amazing you feel when you do the hard stuff first. That is one of the rules of being a badass. We go hard. We do the hard stuff first. Now, this is my favorite. And this is my thing. If you ever coach with me on any level as an athlete or in life coaching, you have to own your wins. And your wins look so much different than everybody else's, you guys. So I'm in a sport where fighting is what we do. I'm a 44-year-old, 5 foot, 135-pound woman. So as you can imagine, my wins look different than the 200-pound wrestler who's 20 years old and just coming into the sport. So yeah, I know it's weird. It is. But here's what I'm saying. If you started the sport at the same time that I have some kids starting this sport and you both want to grow, your wins are going to look different. And that applies to everything across the board. Are your wins going to look different starting a nonprofit like right now? All by herself, this single mother who has to take the bus to work and is trying to find a way to feed herself and her child. Is she going to have the same type of wins as the celebrity who decides to start a nonprofit with a whole team and $1 million behind her? Of course not. But the key to that, the key to success is when she feels her wins, we all have to own those wins. So when I'm doing jujitsu, when I'm in the sport where I'm trying to beat up men and I'm half their size, if I can just get through a small time period where they don't get to beat me up, I win. It doesn't look like a win, but in my head, That's a win because my wins look so much different than everybody else's, and you have to own them. And here's why. Your wins will carry you through the dips. If you can't look back at those times that you're like, yes, I did the thing. I did the thing that I got up and I said that I was going to do. If you can get to the end of the day and tick off everything on your to-do list, that's a win. And you better pat yourself on the back of it, especially if you're a single mom. You did your whole to-do list and you raised human beings and kept them alive and fed them and did things with them. That's a win. I hope you're owning that. And it's not going to look like other people's wins, but that will carry you through the dips when you know that you have achieved the thing that you said that you were going to. And then when you get to look back at all the things that you have achieved and you're like, dang, man, a year ago me would die to be in the place where today me is. And that's why we own our wins. So the next thing is you need to know your own personal battery. Every day cannot be peak performance day. That's why it's called peak performance. Every day is not fight day. Some days are rest days. Some days are easy days. Some days are recovery days. And you need to know what your personal battery level is, when it's time to recharge for you, in order to be able to perform at peak performance time. If we had to redline what we do every single day, then that's just how we live. But it's not. Peak performance is for those moments where you need to come out and kick ass. It's fight day. So you need to figure out what your battery is, and then you need to know how to manage that. So that actually ties into the next thing that I'm going to say. So I'm going to group them together. Learn to say what you mean and just present it. Give people the terms of the interaction that you're having, and they will accept it. So if it's, I know I need to recharge and I know you need some attention from me. Hey, I need 20 minutes. I need to take a power nap. I need to do a meditation. I need to go do a yoga flow. I need to take a shower. I need to do something that I can come back and give you this energy, or I'm not available. They don't need to know, and you don't need to qualify that I'm not available because I need to read my child a story. That is just as valid as I need to do the accounting for my business, right? I'm not available. Here are the terms of what I am. These are my prices. Don't apologize for it. These are my prices. This is what I'm worth. Here are the terms of this interaction. And know when you need to go plug yourself in and recharge your own personal battery so that you can be that badass, powerful woman who's giving the terms of her interactions with people. All right, I got a couple more, and then we're going to do something really cool. Define what your version of badass is. Your version of badass and my version of badass might be two very different things, but I don't think anybody would disagree that when you are the badass in your world, you are. Right now, badass. Is she beating up men like me? Nope. But would anybody disagree that she is a badass? Of course not. Hannah, is she a badass? Hell yeah, she's a badass. She has just created this community of women who come together and lift each other up and do all the things that we need to do in the midst of fighting this amazing personal battle. Would anybody disagree that she's a badass? Of course not. So your version of badass, and whatever that looks like, is your version of badass. Own it, empower it, be it, put it out there in the world. And then the last rule of being a badass that I want you to remember is to rep it out. Nobody is born confident. Nobody is born a badass, but it is a muscle like everything else in this world. If you want to have big biceps, what are you going to do? You're going to go do push-ups and curls and all the things that build your muscle. So if you want to feel like a badass, figure out what you're a badass at, rep it out, be that thing. Be the thing. If you want to be the best speaker in the world, girl, you better be speaking. You better be practicing. You better be repping it out. You better be speaking to people for free. You want to be the best accountant in the world. How many things are you accounting? I don't know about accounting. So I don't know how that works, but I would imagine the practice. Everything is about repetition, right? Here's the other thing. I'm going to give you guys some tools that you can use with your rules of being a badass. So 60% of communication is nonverbal. So what we walk into the room with, what we are presenting, what we are putting out to other people, what they are watching when they see us is just as important, and maybe even more so because it's 60%, as the information that we're giving and the things that we're doing. When I'm teaching jujitsu and I'm in a room full of, 5'9" to 6 foot men who all outweigh me by 80 plus pounds, and I'm over here at 5'1", 135 pounds, best believe that the energy that I'm getting out and what I'm doing, they all know who's in charge of that room. It is about the energy and what we're leading with. So here are some tools I want you guys to use when you're going to do a presentation, when you're giving a speech, whenever you need your shot of Wonder Woman badass. Find yourself a walkout song. Yep, just like when fighters walk out to the cage, they have something to get them pumped up. Maybe you can have a whole playlist. I have one girl that I coach. She's awesome. She's 20 years old. And so I said the sport is we break each other's arms and we choke each other. So she has an entire playlist that she listens to when we're on the way to competition and before she competes. And she's entitled it Choking Bitches Out. So go find your Choking Bitches Out playlist. Get yourself pumped up. It will let the cells in your body know. It will let your brain know. It will trigger you to know that it is now it's peak performance time. Now it's go time. Now it's time for me to be a badass. So on that same note, you need triggers. Right before I came on here, I came into my space and I started moving my body around. When I stand like this, when I do my power pose, a couple things happen. It lets my body know that we are ready to be Wonder Woman time. It's go time. This is my power pose. I'm getting a shot of testosterone. I'm leading with my superhero symbol. My shoulders are back and my body knows it's about go time. So have a trigger for your body. If you've ever been to Tony Robbins, you'll know that before he speaks, he does like this thing where he like hits himself in the chest and then he points forward because that's where he's taking everybody and he triggers his body. If you can find something that does that for you, it triggers your body when you know it's time to be a badass, then it will help layer. You got your walkout song, you got your triggers, and then what I like to call red lipstick. Whatever your red lipstick is, whatever your uniform is that's going to help you feel the most like yourself. I don't know if you guys can see everything that I'm wearing, but like whenever I'm speaking, whenever I'm doing anything, I'm wearing workout leggings and a tank top. Why? Because this is where I feel the most powerful. I'm never going to come and speak to women about empowerment and like wear a dress and high heels or a power suit. That's not me. I feel the most powerful when I am in my uniform. So you have to figure out what your red lipstick uniform, if it is a power suit, if it is those heels, hey girl, so some ladies need to put on some red bottoms or whatever. And that's how you feel like you're like, yes, that's my red lipstick, or it's just red lipstick. So whatever it is for you, layer it. You got your walkout song, you got your triggers, you got your red lipstick. I also use affirmations. I'm a little bit different with affirmations than some people. I am all for like, I am a precious lily pad floating in the clouds and a unicorn. That's awesome. And if that works for you, then I want you to do that. But for me, I'm a little bit more me. And so I use affirmations that are for me. And one of my biggest affirmations that I do before I do anything, before I compete, before I speak to people is I got this shit. I got this shit. I got my suit, I got my uniform on, I got my music playing, I have my triggers, I got this shit. And you got this shit too. And that leads us to the last thing that we're going to do. So I'm going to teach you guys how to do a break fall with yourself. Yes, a straight up break fall where you go from standing up to laying on the ground and you don't need anybody to catch you. Why? Because you always got this. So I'm going to show you how to do it. And if you want to do it with me, you are more than welcome. If you follow my directions, you will not hurt yourself, but please honor where you are physically and make sure that you are protecting yourself. If you want to put a pillow behind you where you're going to land, that's super cool, but you won't need it. And I'm going to show you how. So I'm going to move my computer with me. I'm also going to take my light. Okay. So it's called a break fall. And this is what it looks like. I will do it 3 times, and then I want you all to do it with me. We're going to start just standing up, right? And when we're ready, I want you to stick your butt out and make your back round like a turtle shell. Now, when I say go, I'm going to say sit, 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 sit. And then when we go back, we're going to smack the mat, or actually your carpet or your floor, really hard right when your bra line hits the mat. So I'll do it sitting down so you can watch. You can also do this sitting down if you don't want to do it standing up. So we're going to make our backs round like a turtle shell. And now we're going to go sit, 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 smack, and have our hips come up. 2 more times. Ready? We're going to stand up, stick our butt out, make our back round like a turtle shell. Sit, 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 smack. 1 more time. Stand up, stick your butt out, make your back round like a turtle shell, sit, 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 smack. So if you guys want to do it, I'm going to walk you through it. Stand up, stick your butt out, make your back round like a turtle shell. Now, sit, 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 smack, right when your back hits the ground. And all that serves to show you is that no matter what you're doing, ladies, you got this. You don't need anybody else. You have yourself. It's great when you have a tribe, and I definitely suggest finding your tribe like what we're doing right now. But at the end of the day, like you've all proven to yourself, like women have all had to prove to ourselves time and time again, we got this shit. Thank you so much for spending your time with me, Hannah and Adriana. Thank you so much for putting this together and bringing these amazing women together. It's been such an amazing honor to be with you guys. And if you guys want to go to DawnaGonzalez.com, you can join me on Zoom in the next couple weeks for my self-defense class. You can talk to me. If you're in San Diego, you are more than welcome to come to my self-defense class or follow my schedule as I travel around the world. I'll be in Chicago and Miami by the end of the summer.
Wow. So I did, my whole house is tile and wood floors. Imagine how that sounded like that. So people just came out of their rooms. But it was fun. So you had me laughing, crying, all of it. Like and I'm sure to those that are here are probably wondering what in the heck, because I have earphones on. I loved, I don't even know where to start. Like I was writing as fast as you were talking, and thank goodness that this. Yeah. Thank goodness.
I try and cover a lot of information when I have time to.
I loved it. You are not for everyone. I love what you said. I might not be your cup of tea, but I'm somebody's shot of tequila.
That's right.
I think you are someone who is so relatable. Like even Charlotte's like, you got this shit. Like people love the transparency, the honesty. When you were saying, you know, talking about affirmations and I'm a lily pad and a beautiful butterfly, I just couldn't help but burst out laughing because I think like you, I've got this shit. I can own this shit. I can do this. Get your ass up. Keep fighting. Like that's how I talk to myself.
Yes.
I am a beautiful butterfly. Yes. I am a sunflower, but I got this shit. When you said pick that song, I'm like, I do my hair toss. You know, that song just clicked and I'm like, that's my shit. I'm feeling good as hell. Like that's a real thing. And you're so relatable on so many levels. The pity party. That is
cool.
100%.
It is amazing cool.
Yes. Yeah. That is 100% without a doubt a way to really check yourself before you wreck yourself. That is, but so you cool.
Have to. Like, I think that so many times women try and tamp those feelings down. We're like, oh no, I can get through this. I can push through it. No, it's okay to feel them. We all feel them. And if you don't feel them, then you don't ever deal with them. But if you give yourself that 5 minutes is way too long for a pity party. You will
absolutely
be so sick of yourself.
I love the fact that you shared the transparency too about what you feel comfortable wearing. Like you said, I'm in leggings and a tank top. For me, like I've had to go to galas and in my head, I'm like, I just want to put my Chucks and jeans on. I'm Chucks and jeans. Yes. Anybody that knows me will tell you, Hannah does not do dresses. I can't stand nylons. I cannot stand dress. It's not me. Yes, and I don't feel good in my own skin when I'm trying to pretend and dress a different way. And I'm me and you're you. And I hope that the women that listened today, tuned in today, really heard you. I guarantee you they did, because there's no way nobody could have not heard this and related to everything that you're saying. And I'm just so thrilled that you're only 4.5 hours away from me. I'm definitely going to make it a top priority for me to get to you. I love Zoom, but I think the in-person would be just phenomenal. And I would love to share that with others just so that they could see just what an amazing force you are. Thank you so much for taking the time out today. Thank you for, we've been talking to you, since last year. Yeah. I mean, this is incredible. And she does have a group on Facebook, ladies. And I don't know if you want to share that real quick, just so
sure,
people can.
I have been doing a lot with it lately, but everybody's more than welcome to join. It's the Phoenix Society.
And there's some really cool stuff in there. Follow her on Facebook, Instagram. She's amazing. Thank you so much, Dawna.
Thank you for having me.
The pleasure was all ours. You left me ready to go work out.
Good.
So ladies, I want to say a special thank you to Adriana. She's the other co-founder of She Rises, for making this possible, for handling the behind the scenes today. Without her, none of it would be possible. And I want to say thank you to her for everything that she's done. I hope that you all used your digital workbooks today and really took some notes. I hope you guys took notes in your notebooks. I really hope that everything that you heard today that was shared really resonates with you in some way, shape, or form. I hope that you leave this summit today with more passion, more purpose, becoming unstoppable, being that successful woman, having that mindset. You know, we heard from 14 phenomenal speakers in the last 2 days, and I have a book of notes myself personally, because we can never stop learning and growing. You know, I always say arrive and thrive. She rises, she leads, she lives. And these women that shared their journeys with you, their innermost, deepest thoughts came out. And I love the fact that each one of them was so transparent to all of you, because yes, being successful, it's a beautiful thing. It is, but it's the journey to becoming successful. You have to be in that present moment, in that present time. Don't skip over anything, because you're going to miss out on things. Be present, enjoy the journey. And some of it might be hard. Some of it might be unbearable, but we still have to go through it to come out to the other side. And when we come out to the other side, we're stronger, we're better, we have more tenacity. We have found our inner badass, as Dawna would say. And I'm so appreciative to all the speakers, to all the attendees who have watched, who have shared. We were able to broadcast in 12 different countries, which is awesome. We have all our speakers were from all over the world. Our listeners, our viewers were from all over. And all of this is possible because why? Because all women came together, all women empowered together, lifted each other up, shared what we're trying to do. And I'm just so truly inspired by each one of you and all that you have shared today. And we have some more raffles. Before we end today, we do have some more raffles. So I want to share those with you. It's pretty cool. We had so many amazing raffles given away, and I really hope the people who won them will take it and learn from it and use them, because these are pivotal moments that you can share and grow into. So number one, we are going to our first raffle prize is from Alyson MacLeod, who we heard from. She spoke on fear. She's a transformational coach. Thank you so much for giving this, Alyson. It's one of her books, a 90-minute coaching session, and a 1-day immersion. So the receiver and winner of that is Elizabeth Gagnon. Elizabeth Gagnon, I hope that you will reach out within the next 24 hours to get your prize. Congratulations to you. And thank you so much, Alyson, for donating that. We appreciate it. Our next one is from Adriana Luna Carlos. She's giving away a $2,500 WordPress website giveaway. And I'm just going to touch a little bit on this because what she's given here is just, it's phenomenal. 10 custom pages, free logos, 6 months of website management hosting for free, content writing, newsletter setup. I mean, the list goes on. And the lucky winner of this one is Constance Wallace. And Adriana, like I've said this a million times before, she is phenomenal at what she does. You're going to have a gorgeous website for your new business, or if you already have an existing business. So congratulations to Constance Wallace. Make sure you claim this within the first 24 hours. Our third raffle is from Charlotte Howard. And this, ladies, this raffle is huge. This is valued at over $10,000. So first part of this, what you have received and what you've won is a 7-figure author strategy session to help you map out your profitable best-selling book. That right there, huge. Number 2, One Wealthy Women Inner Circle 1-year membership to help you scale your business beyond 7 figures. I'm a part of that, and I can tell you, you're going to scale to 7 figures. So congratulations. That's even awesome. One magazine feature in the Publishers magazine to help you get more visibility online and in print. I've seen her magazines. They're gorgeous, and they're all over the place. And you also get to be featured on the Publisher show on her podcast to share your message on the major podcasting platforms. That right there, I mean, you just basically got your marketing all in one from Charlotte. So Charlotte, thank you so much. And the winner of that is Christina Ensley. If the prizes aren't claimed within the first 24 hours, then we go to the second person who will go on to another person. So make sure you ladies claim your prizes within the first 24 hours. And then from us at She Rises, we wanted to give some things away as well from She Rises Studios. And so we have 2 more raffles to give away to 2 winners. They're both the same type of prize. And the first one is you will be featured on our podcast, She Rises Studios podcast, as a guest, where you can share and market yourself. You get a 1-page feature in our She Rises magazine, which will be available in 12 different languages. It'll be in major stores. And so that's a pretty good way to get yourself branded, get your name out there, get yourself out there. You get a 1-year membership to the She Rises Academy, and that launches August of 2021. You get a full year membership. So from August 2021 to August 2022, you get a full year membership to She Rises Academy. And then we wanted to make sure that we left all of our attendees, listeners, with something that you could keep with you. So the digital workbook, we're sending out an On Track to Success list. And what that can, excuse me, sorry, got tongue twisted again. What that means is we've done our diligence as far as making sure you get the best of the best information. It's information from all the speakers that spoke today and yesterday, their books, their blogs, their websites, and it is an On Track to Success, Becoming an Unstoppable Woman. All those things are on this list. And so each person is going to receive that. We just want to make sure that we have given you everything that you need to be that unstoppable woman, to live your life boldly, out loudly, and to be happy, to have that peace, to be able to just rise up. So thank you from She Rises Studios to all of you, to all of the speakers, to everyone that made this possible. Thank you so much for spending 2 days with us. We have another summit coming up in September for Women's Empowerment Month. We're super excited. We're going to be sending out information for that. And we're just so grateful that you shared your weekend with us. Thank you so much. Our winners for the last thing that I listed is Quincy Robinson and Pamela Janelle. I hope I'm saying that right. So Quincy Robinson and Pamela Janelle, you both won the podcast feature from She Rises, a 1-page feature in She Rises magazine, and a 1-year membership to She Rises Academy. Thank you so much, ladies. Have a great rest of your weekend. Stay fired up. Keep going. Keep pushing through. Persevere. Become that unstoppable woman. Find your inner badass. I could go on and on about everything that we heard the last 2 days. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend. And thank you, Adriana. We appreciate you and everything that you did to make this summit possible. Have a great weekend.